Welcome to FurCast, episode 379. I'm your host, Paradox the Red Wolf.
I'm a blue fox. Pharaoh.
I'm an otter. Nico.
379.
It's too many.
It's like, it's hard to count at this point.
No, it's not. It's 379.
Well, I know.
It's one more than 378.
Well, thanks. Thanks. You know,
One
now
less
that
than
you say that,
380.
that's just completely changed my perspective on that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's too many episodes anymore, now that you spelled out that we are one episode past 378.
Yes.
So what are we doing for 400?
I don't even want to think about it.
I don't know.
I don't have any...
We're going to go to Disneyland.
Well, I'll get the COVID.
Yeah, we'll all get the COVID for everybody.
Episode 400, the last episode.
Yeah,
I
hopefully
mean,
we make it safe.
if Corona wasn't a thing in that time, then yeah, I would be okay with going to Disney.
We could come up with something dumb to do.
We'll think of something.
I don't know.
So say it's 78 right now. How many weeks is till 40? Or 400?
Well, we also don't do it every single week.
Well, we haven't been canceling very much lately because
There's nothing else to do.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, though.
It's our one.
So I
it's
feel
our
like-
one thing I do all week.
I feel like we're gonna hit 400.
So 22 weeks.
Yeah,
Which would just where?
middle or winter, I think, right? Yeah, sometime in the middle or winter. I mean, we might be able to have like one person visit or two people visit, but not much more than that. So I don't know.
It'll be Saturday, December 5th, 2020.
So on
It's
the
20.
MFF.
So on the note of there haven't been that many episodes apparently because you think 379 is easy to count to. FurCast has officially been going for more than a decade.
Oh. So if we do it the next week, because technically,
10 years of my life.
technically it would be 21 weeks. It'll be the day after my birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll celebrate your birthday and 400, I guess.
Woo! Oh, that was my birthday.
We'll go to Disneyland.
I would be so happy.
Do FurCast live from Disneyland.
The COVID edition. I don't know. No, so yeah, we've been going. This is officially 10 years of doing this show, which means I've been doing our other show, Friday Night Tracks, in this studio for more than 10 years. I think that's been 11
Well, not this
or
studio.
12 years. Well, not this studio, but the XBN studio. But
We're 3 years in the studio already?
yeah, think so. Almost.
I've been living here for 2, so yeah.
Yeah, I think it's been about that much.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. Because when I moved in, that was when I was about to work at that one place.
1/8 of our lives we've been doing this show.
And then last summer I was in Ireland, and then this summer is now. So yeah, because I moved in like August, so it's gonna be like, yeah.
Yeah.
This now tops the longest running job I've ever had.
Longest running volunteer job too. You don't even get paid that much, if anything.
Speaking of our other show, just a last final reminder that it is invite only now, our music podcast. And if you'd like an invite, we have a...
exclusive.
Yeah, it's exclusive.
Oh my god, you had to keep it secret.
We have a Telegram bot that you can talk to. It's XBN Invite Bot. And if you message XBN Invite Bot, just mention, "Hi, I'm from FurCast," and we'll approve your request, and then you can get on our other invite-only podcast, which is a music show. So if you like music, you might enjoy it. It's lots of EDM and underground stuff. But yeah, the broadcast will still be
why is
on
it not
Twitch.
overground stuff?
Overground? Overground.
The overgrown stuff.
And we have updated Patreon shoutouts, so those will be being played in a little bit. And also, shout out to everybody who is at the Nonstop Worldcon. That's actually where Areo is, if anybody's wondering where Bolt is. He is a part of Nonstop.World, which is apparently a Minecraft convention, which is interesting. Can you play Minecraft in VR?
Mm-hmm.
I know I've seen demos, but is it like functional in VR, or is it
Yep.
just a demo? Oh, it's actually functional. Okay. Shows how much I know.
It's weird, though.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of weird? Just like functionality-wise, like playing the game, or is it like...
It's weird. It's Minecraft.
I mean, Minecraft is always... I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things that's kind of passed me by. Somehow.
The business cat plays it so much.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Like he's like, oh, I got this, and he's like trying to do speed runs, and I'm like, how could you do a speed
I
run?
remember when Minecraft first came out, and I hated it.
Of course he did.
Well, it was...
Hated it.
You hate all the kid things.
No,
Also, this is the only time I eat crackers like this.
Right at the beginning of the show.
Right at the beginning of the show.
You just need 'em?
Because you always leave them right here. And I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, look, whales.
Before we jump into our news roundup, FurCast is sponsored by TwinToeCreations.com. You can check them out at TwinToeCreations.com. We also have coupon codes, which can save you 15% on silicone products, on all of their adult toys and fun, cool knick-knack stuff. They have other stuff, too. You get 15% off on the silicone products if you use Red Wolf or Nico Chewing.
Nico Chewing.
Not Nico Chewing. That's
If you
not a
pay me
coupon code.
$15, I will send a recording of me chewing any kind of thing you want me to chew.
Anything you want me to chew, you should probably, yeah, can you turn
Or
on
Blue
my...
Fox if you're kinkier, you know. Blue Fox is the best code to use.
I got short arms. Fuck.
Well, stop being an otter.
I was going to say, stop being a little otter with little
I'm
Remy
trying.
paws.
I think that maybe did it.
Yeah, I should have done it.
Okay.
Those dings, by the way, were people signing up for our website. Because every time somebody signs up, I get a ding in the email. Anyway. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on.
No.
No.
Really not much.
Got some more whales.
Maruski's coming back soon from Toronto. So that'll be nice. So he'll be back on the show.
Does he get past the border?
Yeah, he should be able to.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, but we'll find out.
It'd be funny if they don't let him in.
I don't think they can really do that if you're a citizen and if you have a job.
Well, it's complicated because he doesn't have a job. First.
Yeah, he does.
He does?
Yeah, technically.
I thought he got laid
Private
off.
information, I don't want to get into it, but yes,
Anyway.
He's employed, technically.
Okay,
Legally,
that's
he's
a conversation for later, but
Yes.
the bigger question would be the whole thing that usually if they don't want to send you back into your country, like if you're a dual citizen, then they're not going to feel bad if they're like, no, go back to Canada. Because then you're still technically a citizen.
I don't know.
It just depends on how
There's
dickish
also
they are.
other things.
What about
but-
Daddy Cuomo, though?
Anyway, we'll see.
If you're coming from
It's-
Canada, do you have to still quarantine for 14
It
days?
literally
No,
will
you
depend
don't.
on how dickish the border patrol person is.
Actually, no. Ontario's not on New York's quarantine list, and they're regularly changing that. So I believe right now Ohio just went on to New York's quarantine
Sorry,
list.
business cat.
Yeah. But basically, like anybody from those particular locations based on
Faces
numbers.
a $2,000 fine if they don't register in quarantine.
We have a lot of cars from other states.
I know.
Yeah.
Because you can't enforce it.
All right, shall we jump into the news roundup?
That is my answer.
I have
That's
a
your
whale.
answer.
Fuck. Wait, I got another one. We can do this. Fuck.
Oh, that was really close.
Hit your teeth. Yay!
Hey! Awesome. Caught
We did it.
Look, I'm at Fuji Grill.
Oh, I miss Fuji. Actually,
I miss hibachi.
at Dow's, you can get takeout. So if you at least want the flavor of hibachi, you can get that. You just
It's not
can't.
the same.
It's not the same. You pay a lot for it.
I went there the other day and it wasn't because I got their lunch special and I got
It's
a
not
takeout.
the same. I need the hibachi being thrown at my face for it to be hibachi.
He needs his like half a bottle of sake.
See,
too.
I'm more about the food than I am about the performance.
I like the performance.
No, if you're going to hibachi, you gotta do the performance.
I mean, I agree. It's great. I'm just saying, like,
I also like
sometimes-
catching the vegetables and like
in,
going with
in particular because their fried rice is really good, and I wanted their fried rice.
Stop talking about it, 'cause now I want it.
And we could go get takeout.
If I'm gonna order takeout, I'm gonna order Grubhub and I'm gonna order Chuck E. Cheese pizza for the house.
Ew.
I would not eat that. Isn't it not called Chuck E. Cheese pizza anymore? It's called something else. Like they changed it. It's like the band member's name. I forget what it is now.
Chuck E. Cheese.
No, it's not. It's somebody says fuck hibachi food is terrible. It depends on the hibachi place.
It depends on the hibachi place and it depends on the
Yes.
cook too. To be honest.
Yeah, I have had
'Cause-
some disgusting hibachi before, but the place that we go to is pretty good.
And even then, the place that we go to, sometimes the cooks aren't the best. Like the one really short guy who's like really tiny, he was amazing. And his food was like, woo!
Yeah, sometimes it's like too greasy.
Yeah.
But then other times it's really good. So it's like
The only two that I remember that I liked, there was the really short, skinny guy, if you remember him, and the really tall, fat guy.
I'm glad you're just explaining this for us.
No, I'm telling you, because I want...
just to get
we got nothing else to
Pasquale's,
talk
that's it,
about.
Pasquale's Pizza.
Ugh.
They changed it because Pasquale's the name of like some Chuck E. Cheese band member or something. So they figured they could get
It's
away
the
with selling-
Italian guy. 'Cause
Yeah.
literally every single character in the fucking thing
That's
are
so
terrifying.
stupid.
Oh,
So
do you
dumb.
like my shirt?
What is it? Let's summon demons. Oh, I remember that. Was that the creepy website? The website that had all the weird shirts?
Activities for children.
Okay, let's jump into the roundup.
Hibachi is love. Hibachi is life.
Fun fact, hibachi is an American invention. Not that should surprise anybody.
So are fortune cookies.
Yep. And a lot of those things. What's funny is hibachi is actually, like, as far as I'm aware, it's actually caught on in Japan, even though it was originally, like, an American
You know what else?
joke thing?
Is an
What?
American thing?
What?
Whales.
Whales are. They're going to have more of
Not
them.
that good.
Fuck you. From the warmest part of my heart.
Welcome
You have a warm heart.
to the round of... The roundup is the segment where we throw a bunch of links at you so you can check them out on your own after the show. It's basically our news. Oh, that was a
bad throw.
that was a bad throw. That was a bad throw.
Fuck.
Oh, there you go.
Nope, still no.
This is our rapid fire news segment.
That was a good
and
one.
We are going to kick off the roundup with some bad news, some sad news.
Nah.
That's sad news. I'm giving a grunt for sad news.
I'm giving a sad news grunt. Mm-hmm. All right, guys, you ready? Midwest Fur Fest 2020 canceled.
Canceled.
None of you guys did it.
I was chewing.
I'm eating
I wasn't ready.
whales. You know what?
Stop eating the whales.
I'm going to eat a whale for every con that got
Jesus
canceled.
Christ. Okay.
This is why you have to feed an otter before he comes on the show. You didn't
I'm
feed
waiting.
him.
MFF 2020
Canceled.
canceled.
Got one.
Conferer 2020
Canceled.
NYFB New Year's Furry Bowl 2021 canceled.
Womp womp.
Wait, is that 2020 or 2021?
It's kind of both. But the first con that is officially in 2021, Further Confusion 2021 canceled.
Aw.
Japan's Meeting of the Furries 2021 canceled.
I don't know how to say goodbye in Japan.
Fur Squared 2021
Canceled.
It's not cubed.
And Euroferns 2020, well, is merging in it. That's kind of a separate story, but Euroferns canceled. But the biggest one for us though being MFF 2020 was officially canceled, and
I
somewhere
will remember you.
Nee, 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 nee.
Will you remember me?
Hello to all you furries out there on Earth. It's me, Tiller, with Midwest Fur Fest. As you all know, I've spent the last year orbiting the planet in my definitely real spaceship, getting ready for our next theme of intergalactic. And I've been asked to relay a hard message. While the staff has been looking forward to this year's convention with full hearts, the fact of the matter is that after considering countless options and following guidance from the Illinois Department of Health, we are canceling FurFest 2020. This wasn't a difficult decision because ultimately it wasn't a decision at all. The safety of our attendees and of our staff is of utmost importance to us, and given that, the right thing to do is to cancel the event. We're as disappointed as you are. Especially me, as I will now be spending the next year in this spaceship that I'm starting to believe might actually be pieces of cardboard taped together by a 34-year-old with too much free time. We sincerely hope that you'll join us when we return with our theme of intergalactic and our previously planned guests of honor, Corey Bing, Stuffed Panda Studios, and Lynette Eklund, on December 3rd to 5th, 2021.
So yeah,
We'll see if it happens.
we'll see. By the way, Tiller did post a blooper reel.
Looking forward to this convention with our full hearts.
A blooper reel of the video that he filmed.
One more.
So you guys can check that out if you want to. But it was kind of a cute video from MFF. And they put it on their official Telegram announcement channel too. What are we going to do in December now? MFF was like my Christmas. Like I feel like at work.
I mean, we could just have Christmas.
Christmas in July.
I guess, because like I would always tell my coworkers, hey, I'm not going to take off Christmas because instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off like the first week of December. And then I would always do MFF, and then I just wouldn't. But now it's like, I don't know, man.
I don't have any more whales to eat to fill in the silence. My mouth is a little numb because it's really salty.
So yeah, I feel like
You go on a road trip.
We can go to Chicago and just be like,
We could rent a camper. One of the RVs.
that would be the weirdest furry con.
Travel the country.
If we were just like, we're going to go to this campsite, everyone bring your RV. You cannot leave your RV, but you can wave from the windows and be like, hi guys.
yeah.
And like, you have a fursuit parade, but like one person at a time, and they go around to like outside of all the RVs.
So I believe Kerfluffle is actually doing a drive-in movie theater event,
Oh yeah, I heard about
which
that.
is like a neat idea.
We should do a drive-in at some point.
We should. Yeah.
Because I know we've got a bunch around here. And there was one that I really wanted to see because it was showing Jurassic Park and Jaws. And I was like, ooh.
That would be okay. Those are good drive-in.
Because they're both
movies.
like they're good. They're good movies. They're very good movies. But they're not like, I have to watch it and I have to understand everything. You're just like, dinosaurs. They're going to eat people. A shark is going to eat a person.
All right, so let's run through the rest of these, shall we? So we got Confer 2020. They were canceled. They are going to be apparently online for free. So if anybody's interested in that, you can check that out. New Year's Furry Ball is, of course, canceled. I don't think they're doing... Are they doing a virtual thing? I'm not sure. Further Confusion
You
is
should be playing
canceled.
sad music from this.
I'm already sad enough. I don't really want to
Can you
add...
play do you have the Sarah McLachlan song?
That will get reported. That would get...
No, yeah. Japan's Meeting of the Furries
Played it before.
is canceled. Japan's Meeting of the Furries has said that they may do some online events, so we'll have to see there. And here's Japan Meeting of the Furries actual PDF. Next, Fur Squared actually did release a cute video.
Oh, hi. My name's Fur. I'm the guy that runs the Alkali Puppet at Fur Squared every year. A lot of you have been asking about the hotel situation for Fur Square 2021, and I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. So the good news first. You're not going to have to worry about rushing to book your hotel room, or driving to Brookfield in the middle of winter, or even trying to find a space in the half-town parking lot. Which leads me to the good news. For Fur Square 2021, we're moving to a different format. That's right, we're going virtual. You're not going to have to worry about waiting in line to get a spot in opening ceremonies, or rushing with the mob to Culver's for lunch every day. You're going to get the essential Fur Squared experience delivered right to your bedroom. Okay, fact of the matter is, COVID-19 has shaken up virtually every aspect of our lives, and our leadership made the decision to not hold an event in person next year. Some people might say that we're playing this overly safe, but we would rather look like we overreacted at the end of this than to put a single attendee or member of the hotel staff at risk. A lot of people might say we're calling this too early, but we would rather give ourselves as much time as possible to put on a virtual event. I'm not going to lie, this is something that a lot of us never expected to do. And we're all working very hard to transition into roles to put on a incredible virtual event for you. Trust me when I say this, we have some amazing ideas coming up, and please just watch our Telegram, watch our Twitter channels. We're going to be keeping you informed along every step of the way. I don't want to give away anything yet, but this is going to be something really cool, and I'm excited for you to see what's coming.
We're super excited to show you just what a virtual Fur Squared means, and in the coming months we're going to have more information on what you can do to help, and more importantly, what we're doing for our charity, Hogs. I know you have questions, which is why we're going to put out an FAQ on our website in the coming days. Until then, I really hope you join us for Fur Squared, the Roaring 20s.
So, Fur Squared is going to be continuing with their theme, and First said, you're thinking too small. Con space in VR would be nice, but it's the Roaring 20s. I'm taking you fuckers to Gatsby Mansion. So, Fur actually helped out a lot with VR chat for Virtual Anthrocon, and he did an amazing job. He also ran a really good panel on how to join VR chat, how to get into VR chat. By the way, quick mention, you don't need a VR headset to join VR chat. You can actually play it sort of like Second Life, where you just play on like a keyboard and mouse. Obviously, it's not as immersive, but you can do it. So I highly recommend checking that out if you're feeling like you're missing out or feeling like you're a little intimidated by it.
Communications Commission, otherwise known as the FCC.
Thanks, random auto-playing video. I love auto-playing videos. That's my favorite. Anyway, yeah, so I guess they're going to be working on a really awesome virtual event in 2021. Next, speaking of virtual events, this is interesting. So we've already talked about how Eurofurence is going to be going virtual, but they're doing something different than I've seen anyone else do, and it's a VR chat dance comp.
Well, hello there. Do you play VR chat? Do you own a VR headset? And do you own full body tracking? Then we are looking for you, because we at Virtual Appearance are organizing a dance contest. So, do you want to show off your avatar and your moves on the dance floor and maybe win? Then we are looking for you. There are limited spots, so if you want to join really badly, you should sign up fast. So what are you waiting for? Do you have what it takes? Do you have the guts to show off what you got? You can sign in down below in the link. We're really looking forward to your application. So, see you soon. Now let's play some music.
So, yeah, they're apparently doing a whole virtual thing, which is pretty cool because you know what? No one's ever done that before. And I don't know if it's going to work, but...
Stroobs is a judge.
Like, there's fuck all else to do, so why not? VR chat dance comp. Okay. I'm actually kind of glad. I mean, in some ways you could argue it's a little gatekeepery in terms of that, but honestly, VR stuff is getting cheaper and cheaper. By the way, I was looking on eBay recently. You can get an original Vive for really cheap, like, as in like a couple $100 cheap. For the original Vive, which is like one of the best original VR experiences that there was at the time.
We still have an original Vive.
Obviously, there's an index and everything too, but yeah, VR stuff is not that expensive anymore. Honestly, the hardest part is just having a computer that's also capable of it and being able to hook it all up and have the space and everything. But yeah. By the way, speaking of virtual conventions, just continuing on that trail real quick, Fur is modeling the MFF hotel in VR chat.
Of course.
Great.
So you can wander around and just, you know,
Where's the
chill.
butt plug?
I'm sure that's going to come.
I'm sure he will get that done. Next, in the roundup, there was a great thread that happened with Swift on Security talking about the original Firefox fursuit, if you guys have ever seen that. And the person who made it said that outfit was created 11 years ago by Mandy Seeley. We were IT students in college. I was the guy who threw parties and loved costumes. And they actually made a like Firefox fursuit, and it was really cute. Because Swift on Security had tweeted, of course, making fun of furries with Firefox. And they found the original people. So that's a Firefox fursuit. It's cute. So I thought that was awesome. Next, speaking of Swift on Security, who's always making fun of furries, Swift on Security apparently at one point tweeted, "I don't use a VPN because I'd rather Comcast aggregate my data than some dude wearing a dolphin onesie in a basement in Zurich." And Proton VPN took that literal.
Well then.
So, and then Swift was just like, oh no. Anyway, as for whether I would recommend Proton VPN, you need to look at the privacy policies of any VPN you choose. Just FYI, be very, very careful. I don't know if Proton VPN, I don't know what their privacy policy is. It is always worth researching. I believe on Reddit somewhere, I should probably find it. There's actually like a really nice chart on like whether or not VPNs have been audited and what they do with user logs and what they do with your data and what their privacy policies are. But it's just something you should always consider before choosing a VPN. Just want to mention that. Netflix continuing to be ridiculous. You're in a Beastars love triangle and have to make a choice. Which good boy do you go with? The smooth deer or the musky husky? Legoshi won, by the way.
I actually voted for both.
You voted for both?
Yeah.
Yeah. Netflix is furries, Discord is furries. I also heard some people complaining about the like, oh, I can't believe people like Legoshi even though he's like a high school student.
He's 18.
He's 18 and also it's a cartoon.
They actually do, like, at the start of it, he's 17, but by the time he starts doing like all the sex stuff, later on, he's 18.
Yeah. Speaking of Beastars, next thing in the roundup, hey Beastars fan, here's a message from our creator about the future. Hi, I'm Paru, author of Beastars. Beastars Anime Season 2 will stream in 2021. It is currently in production. Please look forward to it. And she's wearing the fucking...
Because that's what...
She never appears face in
That's
public.
her Sona too, actually.
Oh, really?
Kind of. Well, it's her Beastar Sona, but it's basically a persona.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Next in the roundup is a website that isn't loading for some reason. Here it is. So, the Redskins, which is a terrible
I
name.
love the fact that this was the announced. There were so many votes to change the Redskins to this name, and I was like, God damn it.
Well, it's a good name for a sports team, I think. Red Wolves. And by the way, some of the logo proposals are really cool. Come on, like that's fucking awesome.
You would love it.
I would love it. And guess what? I have good reason to love it. Because Washington Post, Red Wolves' name for Washington could help save the species. Because it's brought so much awareness to red wolves, which are like very endangered, that apparently it might help them to raise enough money to actually help their survival.
I just look pissed.
Yeah. Well, you would be pissed too if like everyone you knew was like dead. It'd be like,
well, we have COVID, so
yeah. So, you know.
Burn.
Ouch. See, now you know how they feel.
Yeah.
They're stuck with like, their small little group, and we're stuck with our small little group.
Next in the roundup, in podcast news, SiriusXM has purchased Stitcher for $325 million. I know
Communications Commission, otherwise known as the FCC,
God.
is moving forward.
This website just really wants to play this video, and it keeps fucking auto-playing it.
Maybe we should just read that one.
We'll get to it in a second. By the way, I know some people swear by Stitcher. There's a lot of other podcast apps, if you're worried. Highly recommend Pocket Casts. I've had to use Stitcher a few times to like test to make sure like our podcast works and everything, and
why not just sell ourselves to SiriusXM?
If you write them an email, I'm good with that.
I don't think they'll buy us.
I don't think Sirius would want anything to do with us, but
they'll probably be like, no, we don't want you.
We have a decade of content, and SiriusXM is like...
We have reruns for days, but...
hurting for content.
To be fair, SiriusXM has a lot of really trashy shit.
That's true.
Like...
Oh my god, if there's a FurCast, like, FurCast.fm channel.
That would be terrible.
And like all they just do is just keep playing FurCast episodes on a loop.
Well, they're already... Our app, that's what our mobile app does. It just plays FurCast on a loop. And people do tune into it.
Think of all like the edgy like teenage, the preteen kids who have their parents like SiriusXM radio. They're gonna sit there and be like, "Oh my god, we can listen to the FurCast."
Yeah. Sophos also recommends Overcast. I believe Overcast is iOS only, but it's also a really, really lightweight app. The entire Overcast app for iOS is like 9 megabytes or something crazy like that. So really, really nice app as well. Next in the roundup, just Flayra's article in Socialist Teeth. They did a better roundup than we did on where it came from and all of the various tweets about it. Next, Grant Imahara passed away. He was the host of Mythbusters
Prince
and White Rabbit Project.
The brain aneurysm, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched Adam Savage's podcast that came out this week, and they looked broken. And like, Adam Savage is one of those people where he's a very happy to be alive kind of person. He's a very like happy-go-lucky person. And just watching him on his podcast basically emotionally fall apart was just, I've never seen anything like it. But yeah, he accomplished a lot of really awesome stuff and definitely helped influence a lot of people to get into science and robotics and stuff. So, shout out to that whole team. They're like a family and they're all awesome. Next in the roundup, SciShow has a video called No, Your Dog Doesn't Think You're the Alpha.
There are some very cute, well-trained dogs out there. You know, the ones that can high-five or walk on their hind legs. But the methods people use to train their dogs can be much less adorable. In dog training, the term alpha is thrown around a lot. And this idea of the alpha dog has been popular for years. According to so-called alpha pack theory, dogs live in social hierarchies where the top dog, or alpha, decides who gets to mate, eat, and do basically anything else. And every dog wants to be the alpha. So to train or even live with your animal, you have to get them to think you're the alpha by exhibiting behaviors that, according to this theory, dogs use to let other dogs know they're on top.
And that theory is basically bullshit.
Yeah, it's always been. There's no such thing as alphas.
That's, yeah. Like, people are like, oh, the alpha, the wolf pack. Yeah, you know what the alpha is? The mom and dad.
It's
like very... I don't know. People, like, make a lot of assumptions about what animals do and don't give a shit about.
Rich people do.
Yeah, rich
Start
people.
it. You gotta have that alpha mentality.
In COVID news, we're almost to the article that keeps autoplaying here. It's one more. In COVID news, Canada and the U.S. have agreed to keep the border closed until the end of August. Of course, with the exception of citizens and people who have work and various visas. But in terms of, like, standard crossing, it might end up being closed even longer than that. And frankly, I would not blame them. So it's very disappointing because literally, like, more than half of my friends are...
I feel like U.S. isn't the one agreeing. I feel like Canada's just like, I don't think there's any agreement. I think Canada's just like, yeah.
No, there was an agreement. It was, they talk about it in the article. It was the, not the patrol, I forget who it is. It's not part of the White House administration. It's still executive branch. I forget who it is. It's like the U.S. foreign policy, like, regulatory group or whatever that, like, makes that decision, and they decided to keep it closed. But all right, we're finally to the article that kept autoplaying, and it is an important article. It's actually from our local TV news station, so thanks, WGRZ. You're great, but stop autoplaying your shit on your website. Anyway, important news. The FCC, which is like the regulatory body in the States here that does, like, everything from frequency spectrum regulations to phone system, telecommunications, stuff like that. They have approved a new short phone number. So here, emergency services is 911, like if you want to call the police or whatever. And we have various other numbers, like there's 611 for information on power lines and stuff like that. Well, anyway, there's a new one, 988, and it is the suicide prevention hotline.
Federal Communications Commission, otherwise known as the FCC, is moving forward with plans to create a national 3-digit suicide prevention hotline. The hotline would be 988. It would, yeah, go ahead.
Well, just like 911, it's available to anyone suffering from a physical emergency. The FCC is hoping 988 could be a resource for those suffering from a mental health emergency.
Yeah, this move comes as the U.S. is seeing the highest rate of suicide since World War II.
NBC Charlotte's Ashley Daly joins us now with how this new line could be a line of hope to those who are suffering.
So I do not believe it's active yet, so it is still worth keeping in mind. I believe it's 1-800-273-TALK is the current number, but eventually...
Ain't nobody remember that.
It's a very long number, yeah.
Yeah, so I can kind of understand why they wanted to shorten it.
What was the one from the 8725319?
0118-999-88199-9119-725-3. If anybody gets that reference, I approve. Second last article in the roundup. London foxes are showing early signs of self-domestication. We might actually want to read this one. It's kind of interesting.
I wouldn't mind reading domesticating. Foxes just domesticating themselves.
The urban foxes have squattier snouts and smaller brains than their rural cousins, but they're no house pets. Huh. That's actually interesting that they have smaller brains. You'd think that they would have to, like, be more sophisticated to get around, like, cities and stuff like that. But I don't know. Then again, maybe cities are, like, safer for them in a weird way. Because although you wouldn't think that it's a safe place for a wild animal, there's also, like, less other animals to attack them. Whereas, like, if you're in the woods, you're constantly, like, on guard. I don't know.
Yeah. Less predators. Ow.
What do you, a fox, think of this?
What do you have to say about this?
It's not the size that counts.
It's how you use it. Actually, that was the last item in the roundup. The last thing was just the pre-show music. So that's it.
Yeah.
Is that it?
A lot of cons canceled. Short version, foxes are loading more cat firmware. Ooh. Ooh.
Cat hardware.
It's dog hardware, cat software, right? Because you have a knot.
Dog hardware, cat software.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I would describe you as running cat software. I feel like I would describe you as running fox software.
Yeah.
Kitsune level.
Because they're not like a cat.
I've got 2 tails. I've leveled up.
I feel like there's foxes and kitsunes, and foxes are just cat software, dog hardware. Kitsunes are like these mischievous little shits.
Yeah, but you have to level up.
But you have to level up first?
Level up. What would be your final form then?
You'd be 9-tailed.
Yeah, but what about after that?
That is your final form. It's 1,000 years.
I love taunting all the kitsunes I know. Like, a good example is Erin, who I believe has 9 tails. She'll just be like, oh, God, I'm frustrated, like, figuring this thing out. I'm like, you've been alive for, like, 10,000 years and you still can't figure this shit out, or whatever it is. I forget if it's 10,000. No,
every 100 years you get a new tail.
Every 100 years. So, 1,000. Mm-hmm. It's like, you've been alive for 1,000 years and you still can't figure this shit out.
Mm.
What the hell's wrong with you?
They're having a party across the street.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Not social distancing.
No, they're not.
Well, they might be family.
I doubt it.
I know the 3 people live in that house. Yeah, they're not doing good social distancing then, unless all of them.
They are outside.
No, they are. Look, because there's like 6 feet from like. Yeah, they're not even getting close.
Yeah.
Look at the spacing.
That's true.
That's good spacing, actually.
That is good spacing.
It is very spaced.
Well, I felt we were in like we went like frisbee golfing, but then I was like, well, we all live together. But the thing is, not everybody assumes that we all live together because it was like all like 5 of us or whatever.
The group in front of us pissed me off so much.
Oh, they were so slow.
There was like a group of like 12 people, and they were all like super slow because they let one person go, and then the next person, and you don't do that. You only go like that slow at the first throw, so you don't hit each other. Or if like I'm trying to go behind Faye and Faye starts to throw, then I'll let him go first.
For me, with frisbee golf, like some people get super into the safety, but for me, it's like as long as you are making eye contact with the person making the throw.
Literally, you just have to say like, I'm throwing.
Just,
okay.
I'm throwing. Let me turn and watch it so I can make sure it's not going to whack me in the back of the head. That's
I've almost been hit multiple times. So I go behind a tree usually.
That's also fine.
Like I would not stand in the middle of an open area if someone was throwing a disc, but if there's trees, I would just stand behind a tree.
Did you watch out for that tree?
George of the jungle.
We should go frisbee golfing tomorrow. Like all of us.
Let's see the weather.
Yeah.
Weather.
Hey Siri, what's the weather tomorrow?
Looks like it will be partly cloudy tomorrow. The high will be 33 degrees and the low will be 22.
That is fucking hot. It is going to be really sweaty.
We could.
What's that in freedom units?
Hot.
90-ish.
Yeah, 90s. Yeah.
We can go. No, all of it's.
I haven't even met our new neighbors yet.
No, I haven't.
Just go out there and be like.
You could be like, "Hi, everybody."
Yeah.
Just walk out in fursuit.
Didn't our neighbors catch some something?
Trash bandits.
Trash bandits?
Yes.
I thought there were trash pandas.
Both.
They're both.
Oh. Yeah,
So we could do that tomorrow, or we could go over to my parents' place and swim if you want.
Maybe, I don't know. Maruski's also coming back tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe.
Well, we'll see.
I'm not trying to be the dick who's like, oh, he's gonna get stuck at the border. I'm just gonna be like, you never know.
Oh yeah.
You literally can't.
Me going across with Nico.
We got pulled over when I was trying to go to Ireland the one time, and I had the one part that we didn't expect an issue was crossing the Canadian border, and we were stuck there for 4 hours.
Again, don't cross the borders with Nico for some reason.
I've crossed the border with Nico several times and never had an issue.
I crossed it with Bluegrass, and we got like immediately.
Okay.
So
maybe because you have a nexus.
Probably.
If you went across the border, you need a nexus with Nico. Else,
Yeah, I've been background checked.
he's a terrorist.
There's so much. I have the worst luck. I had one time when the last time when a cop pulled me over, it was like Bluegrass gave him a look, and he's like, "Bet you he's gonna pull you over." 2 seconds later, and I'm like,
They pulled you over because he gave them a look.
Bluegrass stared at the cop.
I rolled a stop sign even though I didn't.
Fuck police.
And he didn't give me a ticket. But I was still like,
Yeah. All right.
and it was after all the fun fucking day of that.
What do you guys want to do? You guys want to jump into news or go on a break?
I would say probably break would be a good idea because
I
I know
know article pulled up right away.
What?
Then we can go on break.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's a break because it's a good time to like have a break.
I just want to read this one article. It's fast.
All
and
right.
then we can go on break.
All right.
Man unearths witch bottle with hair teeth inside, but is urged by the entire internet to please put it back.
Okay.
What?
One more time?
One more time? I didn't catch that.
Give me the music again. Rewind it. Man unearths witch bottle, which has a hair and teeth inside, but is urged to put it back by the entire internet.
Ew.
So he unearths a witch bottle. Oh, wow. I'm just looking at your screen right now. FurCast audience. Formal apology. We are about to read an article from the Mirror.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Shane Myers has a rather unique passion. He likes digging. Digging ancient relics from the ground.
I feel like, is he a badger? Do you like to do a diggy?
Do badgers?
Yeah,
Badgers do dig.
that's like their thing. They do diggies and they eat worms.
And they attack everything.
I have several badger friends. That's how I know.
So we should give Boozy like a bunch of like gummy worms.
Yeah. They fucking love worms, man.
Mushroom. I now kind of want to just get like what flavor of worms do badgers like?
I don't know.
Like the sour gummies or like the regular gummies?
You have to ask him, what kind of worms do you like?
Actually, it was really funny because a parent story. My mom freaked out like a bunch of like her coworkers because they were like, "Oh, we're so hungry," and they were taking like a hike in the woods or something. So she literally just reached down to the ground, picked up a worm, was like, "Here, you got food," and they were like, "You're touching it," and they all freaked out. And mom's just like, "It's a worm." And then she just like looked at them, and I think she actually ate it in front of them.
Worms
and
are
they
like
freaked the fuck out.
quintessential to what soil is.
Yeah. And protein.
Now I gotta think of it. What's the treat which is like dirt and worms or something like that? Like the cupcake thing that's like...
Oh, yeah. It's like muddy... No, it's like... It's chocolate pudding, Oreo bit, like crumples inside, and then the worms.
You're talking about an ice cream flavor?
No, it's a pudding thing. It's a dessert.
It's not like ants on a log, which is shitty raisins on celery. It's like...
Oh, God. Ants on a log. It's raisins on celery.
It's raisin, celery, and peanut butter.
God, that's such a dumb name.
Yes, I can't have it.
Oh, that's right. You don't like celery. Yeah.
Ants on a log would kill Nico.
Or was it you who doesn't like celery? There's somebody I know who like vehemently hates celery.
Why can't I have an ant on a log?
Oh, because of the peanut butter.
There you go.
I fried it. I had to think back. I didn't know there was peanut butter on it. I've never heard of this snack before. So I had to.
I was waiting for you to realize. Like, Nico just like,
I
looks
can't
at
have
you.
it. It will kill me. Yes, you don't like celery.
Nico, the look that Nico gave you was like.
I just imagine we end up in the hospital with you, and somebody's like, "What happened?" And I'm like,
He just doesn't like celery.
He just really doesn't like celery.
I know I gave him some celery, and he
just started hacking up.
He's like going into anaphylactic shock. Like he can't breathe. He just really doesn't like it. His body just. Oh my God. It's called cup of dirt. Cup of dirt. Apparently.
I want to make some cup of dirt.
I mean, I think we have pudding.
I think so too. I don't know.
I don't think we have Oreos. I think Paradox has all the Oreos.
So anyway, the witch bottle.
Now I just want cup of dirt.
I know. We needed the worms though too.
We can do a Wegmans run during break.
I know we could. Why don't we cups of dirt?
Cups of dirt.
Is Wegmans still open?
Yeah.
Yeah, they close at 10.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? That early?
Yeah, because of COVID, It's kind of annoying.
It might be later at this point.
Most businesses have changed their hours on Google, so let me check really fast. Wegmans.
It might be 11.
Orchard Park Road. This says midnight.
Oh.
We did reach stage 4 of reopening for New York.
That's true. Maybe they changed it.
Worms and dirt. The 52-year-old who works as a bartender in New Orleans spends his free time exploring areas where demolished homes once stood in hopes of finding something interesting. He just demolished that house across the street.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's like a big open area. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it.
Like nearby the main street, there's like so many vacant plots of land that I'm just like, I don't understand. We live next to like the busiest road in this town, and there's just nothing. I don't get it. Like
America. What, you expect us to make a business now?
What?
By the way, your sister wants us to make it. So we gotta.
When did my sister... Is she in the chat or something?
She's in the house chat, and she's like, it's called Cup of Dirt. You need this. Chill it for 15 to 20 minutes, and it's done. So I guess we're gonna have to.
I want a cup of dirt. I like chocolate pudding. I don't like chocolate milk.
I like chocolate pudding.
But I like chocolate pudding.
Huh, that's interesting, because I'm the opposite.
I absolutely hate chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk is too sweet for me, and it's too I mean, I would drink it, but I don't want to.
What about hot chocolate?
Hot chocolate if it's cold and gross outside.
Oh, yeah.
I don't drink hot chocolate.
Yeah, hot chocolate's more of like an aesthetic thing.
I still think I would go chocolate pudding, hot chocolate milk for my...
The best chocolate, the best hot chocolate I've had was still Starbucks. And you have to ask for them to put extra mocha in it. And it's amazing because it tastes like really bitter and like dark. And it's like, oh.
I like the candy cane hot chocolate from Tim Hortons. It's probably one of the ones I actually did enjoy.
No. I don't think I like that one.
Starbucks is where it's at because it gets like thick and creamy and you're like, oh.
You like it thick. You like it thick and creamy?
I like it thick.
With 2 C's?
I mean, you could basically make it at home.
I 3 because I want like 3 pumps of.
Instead of you didn't say 3 though.
Thick.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's thick, and thick.
You just get
do you want
chocolate syrup? And
do you want to do the Wegmans run, or do you want me, or do you want us both to, and then just have Paradox have a very long...
Also wait till after the show if they're open that late.
Yeah, we'll do that after the show.
Well, keep in mind, you're gonna have to make it. How do you have to? Oh, that's true.
We have to get it because it's gonna be like closed soon. I mean, it's gonna be closed we've been going on until like 11 before. Unless we stop at like 10.
We have plenty
also,
of
it would be really fun if we could just like bring it out for like the post show and just be like, we're eating Cup of Dirt now. It's all done.
I don't think we can make it in that time.
Bitch, you doubt my abilities to make pudding. It's really not hard.
No, it's not hard to make pudding.
You need milk. You need a little whisk and you go... And then you're done. And then you're like, oh, look, I need some crumpled up Oreos. And you go... And then you sprinkle it in it, and then you go, and then you just get some worms, and you like throw them in and go, and then you're done. And then you crumple some things on top.
Or we can film it after the show.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you make a cooking series, like a recipe podcast?
He wants me to.
But half of the podcast is just the noises you make, and like
I do make noises when I cook, actually.
Well, but I feel like you should be like, okay, so you got to like mix the dough when it's like.
No, I already have a really good idea to make a cooking series. I want Nico and CJ to be a part of it. You can film it.
Okay.
I'm not going to reveal the idea yet because it hasn't been done yet.
Okay.
And I don't want to just announce it.
All right.
But I need someone to film.
Okay.
We have people to cook. It'll be interesting.
See, the worst part is I'll probably do fine until you start the electric, and then I'll just be like, I can't cook anything. I'll just die.
Cooking in the dark.
That sounds dangerous. With knives.
That's series,
and like hot things.
That's series 2.
Why are you gonna film it with a thermal camera?
Infrared.
Yeah, infrared cooking. You can see how hot the stove is.
Wait, I can't find it.
Yeah.
No sharp objects.
Yeah, but like, what kind of cooking do you have that has no sharp objects or no heat element?
Well, once you have the heat, the flame is going to give you light.
No, not
unless you have an electric. We don't have an electric. We have a gas.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can only film it at night.
There are so many things that can go wrong.
Well, the house is insured, so.
Stretch, the fucking house burns down. You're being like investigated, like with the police are like, yeah. So what was happening when the house caught on fire? It's
we
like,
were really hungry and it was dark.
We were
we wanted to make this podcast.
We wanted to film this cooking show, but like, so here's the idea, right? Like, here's the elevator pitch. There's no lights on, and they just look at you like, what? And you're like, yeah, it's a cooking show that we film, but with no lights on.
When's there's not a thermal camera? It's just a cooking show.
It's just black. Just a black screen the whole time. Or a slate.
You just hear the mixing sounds.
See, then it would make a good podcast. Because it would be like there's nothing to see anyway. It's just all audio.
No,
we could do that. We could just like sit around and make cooking noises. Be like,
that's like fun.
I just cut myself.
Do you want to sit in the kitchen and make cooking noises? No, you don't. You want to sit in the kitchen and make something.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You're the one who eats my stuff, so.
I know. You've eaten stuff that I made too, like my burgers. I made pretty damn good burgers.
Those were good.
Those were good burgers.
Those were good.
All that one time that you cooked.
But
it was a good one time.
You know what I liked about those is all the seasoning you put on them. I'm a seasoning guy personally. Like I need
season. I don't like plain burgers. I don't like just
plain beef in general. I'm not a fan. Like Arreo, if I'm gonna enjoy Arreo, I gotta have seasoning.
Mm-hmm. Like he does not season himself enough.
No,
so
he
like,
really
you
doesn't.
really need to put the work in to make it like palatable.
Yeah.
And recently he found just that. In a post on Facebook last month, Myers claimed he dug up a witch bottle from the mud at Algiers Point on Mississippi River West Bank. The bizarre item contained a teeth, strands of human hair, a pincher beetle, and possibly some urine, he explained, located in an area where a home existed in the mid-1800s, and the bottle dating to that time period as well. Such an object may have been used for protection spell for the property. It also may have been used in voodoo to cast a different spell. Anywhere, it is rare and creepy cool find. He was excited about his discovery, but due to the potentially dark history of the item, people on social media urged him to definitely put it back where he took it from.
Yeah, I'd believe it. We internet folk are very a superstitious bunch.
Hell, the studio. I feel like a lot of our bad luck came because we moved that. We need to put that dream catcher back on that wall.
Yeah, I know.
And then watch, you'll put it up and the COVID will just like get cured.
COVID disappear.
All the cons will reopen.
COVID vaccine comes out.
All will be well.
Can we do this just as a joke? What's the worst that can happen? It fixes everything?
And then you would be like, oh, we're good. And then we'll take it down again and it would just be like, the worst.
You realize if we moved that thing from there back to here and the fucking earth cures COVID, we could never touch that thing again. It is worse than a nuke.
The President Cheeto will get voted out of office.
Wait, did Trump get elected before or after we moved that thing?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I think
after.
I think it would have been after.
I think it was after.
Shit.
Because we were in this house when I remember the announcement.
You guys were in the house?
No, wait. No, we weren't.
No, maybe you weren't. Let's see.
No, because when he got elected, I was driving to... I still worked at Time Warner.
That's right. This was 3 years ago, so no.
No.
No. Okay, good. So we didn't cause that. Hey, somebody else probably moved to Dreamcatcher then.
I like how you guys were actually worried about that.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, where this acoustic treatment is in the background, there used to be like a Dreamcatcher.
A giant.
Like a
wall-mounted.
giant, yeah, and it came with the house. Actually, I can pull up a thing real quick.
Is it still hanging up out there? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's out there. So if we do moving vlog 3 here, it was right at the end of this one, I believe. When we were remodeling the house. Nope. Further, almost done.
On the floor.
So this is the end of the one moving vlog that I did. I remember that before we remodeled that staircase. So figuring we put these
there it is.
So there it is. So this is the wall. The wall you're seeing in this video. I feel bad for audio listeners who can't see. That's the wall that's behind me. That's this wall before we remodeled it. And
that was nailed to the wall.
On this side we could put like the studio table stuff. And then that could kind of come out to here, which would give adequate space for like moving around and filming stuff and stuff like that. But for this wall, I was thinking, obviously. So yeah, that was the end of that.
I kind of wanted like the people who used to live here to come see the house, and just be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you did. I see what you did." And they come up here and just be like, "Oh."
I almost wanted to keep it in the wall too. At one point,
I mean, that would be interesting.
Just keep it, just wall it into the wall.
Yeah.
So that it never moves. Wow. Oh, there it is too in this one.
The fuck?
We had moved it slightly. We put a scary mask on it for this stupid skit.
Why is it so foggy?
Because
we moved it.
As we moved it, yeah. Everybody on the vlog. Oh, where'd you get that hand?
What hand?
Anyway, but yeah, we
That was my serial killer phase. Don't worry about it, Nico.
You were going crazy. I did know you at that point, and you were going crazy.
That was me going crazy for part of the video. Yeah. And this is actually way more than we need, obviously, because there's a big roll there. So the rest of it is going to go in the server room / machine room, because in
open
there
space.
we can put like the equipment.
How much VR we could have had up
not
there?
To mention that
Well,
not exactly because the ceiling's kind of low.
So
there's that. But so what happens is this rubber will go on top of this floor with an adhesive, which we still have yet to test.
It, though.
Yeah, we moved it already by that point. Oh, because of the spray foam. Because we didn't want to damage it. See, I feel like it's okay to move it so it doesn't get damaged as long as you put it back. I feel like that's the issue, right?
Just never put it back.
Yeah, like that's part of the problem is that when we were remodeling the studio, you have like there's like a grace period before bad shit starts happening, right? And if you come up on the grace period, then it fucks you up. But yeah.
Suppose quickly went viral with more than 1,300 people sharing it and commenting. One person wrote, "Needs to be returned to the exact area. I wouldn't have taken it. Maybe a picture." Another said, "All sorts of shit will come your way if you intervene with its purpose. Best to leave it to continue to do its work and stay out of its way." A third replied, said, "Dude, fucking put it back. I cannot stress you enough. Put it the fuck back." Someone else proclaimed, "This year has been bad enough. Just please put it back."
This year's been bad.
However, not everyone was too worried about the bottle. A different user joked, "This looks like a bottle of Olive Garden Italian dressing." The special soup. Others thought...
Of course there's people on the internet who want to eat it.
Of course. There's people on the internet that want to eat everything.
I still love the soup.
Oh yeah, the forbidden soup. Yeah. Yeah. I love that word. The word forbidden on the internet. It is the cutest thing.
The forbidden soup, the puddle of human in a sarcophagus that water leaked in. The forbidden soup. Just a taste. You'll get all the mummy's powers.
Not how it works.
Others thought that people were being way too superstitious about the whole thing. I have a degree in theology, posted the sixth person. I can tell you for certain that you need to do whatever the hell you want with that bottle. What it contains has the same power as a jockstrap. Probably smells the same too.
Very nice.
Superstition is just the driving force of the ignorant. That's a demon summoner right there.
Wow.
I feel like
wow.
just break the bottle. Take a piss in it too. Just smash it against the ground.
That's someone who's studying theology?
Yeah.
I think
really.
I feel like they know something we don't.
Yeah.
Really? Someone in theology is gonna be like, "Hey, it's all just superstition. Fuck it," and they'll be like, "Then what are you? Why are you studying theology? Why are you studying? It's like someone who's like doing like philosophy and then not believing in philosophy.
Fuck philosophy. That shit has done nothing for no one.
Or like psychology and doesn't believe that people have thoughts. Or education and not like children. That one I've seen a lot.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Because then they don't realize you don't like kids until you start teaching, and then you're like, oh, fuck this.
Yeah, I believe it.
Another unconcerned user added, I'm going to say this one time. Witches and warlocks and demons and ghosts and poltergeists and vampires and werewolves and fairy tales and shapeshifters and all other ridiculous Hollywood stories are make-believe. Werewolves are real.
Yeah. Werewolves are real. I don't know. Remember when we thought this article would be a short article?
Yeah.
Was. It's only 2 paragraphs.
I want my cup of dirt.
All right. That is actually it for that part of the news segment. We're going to pick up with that in a minute. Do you want to head out now, Nico, and go to the store? Since I got to do the sponsor thing and then the Patreon and then the...
Just cook it afterwards.
What's this cooking? You just got to stir the pudding.
Oh, it's up to
I'm
you.
going now.
You're going to go now? You don't have to. I'm not. By the way, I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying like.
Did you even check? I think we might have pudding down.
I'm gonna check to see if we have pudding. We don't have worms, and I don't really want to steal Paradox's cookies. We'll get our own cookies.
If you steal his cookies, and you just have to go and
So
replace
wait,
them
what
after the show.
actually is this? I actually
It's
don't...
chocolate pudding.
Okay.
With Oreos in
Okay.
it, like crumbled up.
Ooh, okay.
And gummy worms inside of it too.
Can you make a version that doesn't have gummy worms?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm not a fan of gummy worms.
You can literally, if you get the cup of dirt in front of you and you see a gummy worm, you can just be like,
you can still put a gummy worm on top of his, but then he can just take it off.
you can just take it out.
Okay.
Just
Like
don't,
any
just,
kind of good,
just
you
don't mix the
No
gummy.
one's gonna be like, Paradox, you gotta eat all the gummy worms.
See, I like when the gummy worm's on top.
No, there's gonna be like, I'm gonna probably try to make it look fancy and have like some inside of it and some like sprued on top and like poking out. And I might get some like gummy frogs and put them on top too.
Before I go on break, FurCast is sponsored by TwinTailCreations.com. You can check them out at TwinTailCreations.com. They make high-quality, durable, carefully made toys for reasonable prices. They come in all kinds of pretty colors. Their colors are really pretty. You can also ask them to surprise you by just literally clicking Surprise Me. There's also FurCast colorations if for whatever reason you want the color of our fursonas in your butt or on your shelf or whatever else you do with the toys. We don't judge. I love that one there. That's Dante on the screen there. Love that one.
Can I like change my color?
You probably could just ask them, yeah. Why? You don't like it? It's too blue?
I feel like it's just not the right blue.
Not the right... Oh, yeah, you could probably... I mean, it's still a good blue. I don't know.
I have a good idea. I've been experimenting.
Give them like a sRGB color code of blue. I don't know. They ship discreetly. The boxes simply say TTC LLC on them. Same thing with the credit card transaction, and they do ship internationally. We do have success stories of them shipping internationally if anybody's worried about that. They are also a part of our community. They're in our chat room, so if you ever have any questions about them or any questions about the orders or the toys, you can always ask in our chat room, and a lot of times they're in there and they'll answer questions. Love is poured into every mold. I love that part. And fans are encouraged to reach out with their experiences as well. You are allowed to submit NSFW content in FurCast chat as long as the image preview is turned off, or you can use our bot. You can literally send porn to our bot, and then our bot will just link it, so that way it doesn't like pop up on people's screens and stuff. But anyway, so yeah, if you want to share your experiences, or you could just type out a review. I don't know. We'd love to know. Or maybe we don't want to know.
You would love to know.
Actually,
I don't want to know.
Maybe we don't want to know. I don't really know. You decide, though. You're welcome to share your experience. Anyway, we have coupon codes Red Wolf and the coupon code Blue Fox. Either of the two. Obviously, the Red Wolf coupon code is better.
No, but Blue Fox is kinkier.
Okay. But the Red Wolf one is better. Either of those two coupon codes will get you 15% off on the silicone products, but they also have other products on their website as well that you should check out. twintailcreations.com. Oh, by the way, they are still shipping during COVID because they work separately. So they're able to still do stuff. And they're also like meticulous about cleaning everything that they ship too. So don't worry about that. They're very particular about their quality control, which is awesome. So just catching up on the chat room. Suggest Stir the Pudding. That is actually a good show title for tonight. Anyway, you guys are listening to FurCast live on XBN. Coming up is our Patreon shoutouts. This is everybody who supports us on Patreon, where we go on a quick kind of music break and we'll get up and go to the bathroom and everything. Patreon shoutouts have been updated, but if you would like to change yours or something isn't right or we're not pronouncing it correctly, do let us know. I will try to make corrections. Every once in a while I screw it up or I mess up somebody's name or something like that. So just let us know. And thank you to everybody who supports us on Patreon. And yeah, we'll be back after a quick music break.
You're listening to FurCast.
Support for FurCast comes from Patreon users, including Shaman the Photon Wizard, Dexy Wexy, Phaon, Energize the Wolf, Sweetie Darling, Barnaby Fox, Strike the Sergal, Frost Blaze, Anu Fox, Omega Zai, Mullock the Generic Brown Wolf, Cypher the Heckmutt, X the Fox, Binary Pause, Zavarkin, Firelion Coyote, Trinity Werefox, Lord Headcheese, Biohazard, Code Yax, Fox 777, Fiasco, Red Eye the Rhodey Red Lion, Tukiri, Lieutenant Fox, Calypso Collie the Fluffy Trucker, Mellow Wolf, Rit the Otter, Doxy, Zoopy the Barcode Kitty, Arceus the Tiny Tiger, Horse Code Hooves Up, Alta Shep, Meru Snowmew, D Otter, Ski Sharp, Nick Liz, Nerd Hoof, Zenair the Mutt, Nether Lynx, Frost Wolgon, Jeb M16, Static the Scrap Goat, Taru the Yellow-Nosed Doggo, Cronass, Jax the Husky, Fuzzy the Fox, No Name Horse, and Gaia Wellen.
Additional support comes from social media. Twitter users, Commander Wolf 3, Kazuro Fox, Drop Table Foxes, Perp, House Tier, Anti-Blue Fox, Onyx Fox 23, BBQ Skunk, Rivik Wolf, John Crescent, Kaz the Dreg, Wolvern 4, Nate Blueberry 13, Bell Platagon, Jared Tamana, Ziv Fox, Cyrus SL, Crossy on Twitter at XSSFox, the other Commander Wolf on Twitter at ForWolf99, Brother Rat on Twitter at Ratus Spiritus, Zelig on Twitter at Stealthy Dragon, Trashcat Danny on Twitter at Trash Danny, 12 on Twitter at The Lion Thing, Shua on Twitter at Pulsing Panther, Coda Winter on Twitter at Dakota Wolf 12, Telegram user Sorcerer Dale, YouTube channel Joe G. Bear, and the following websites: macrowolf.com, arihu.com, hack13.me, Superdwarf with anthrolinks.net, and Devin D. Partlet with furryhockeyleague.com.
Additional support for FurCast comes from Shisha Sheppy, who's a good boy. For head bases and 3D printed goods, commission Tar Paw Studios at Alice Tar on Telegram. Silver Moonshine, maker of fluffy tails. Fisk Games, the new furry YouTuber on the block. At AlecGator300 on Twitter, creating pixel arts and being a filthy hybrid since 2012. Tantru with World in Rue View, providing fandom news since 2015. Honorius, who says, one more cheese joke and someone's getting bored. Spurigs, one of the only Ethiopian wolf degenerates in all of furry land. Scar the Fur on YouTube, giving you bite-sized, detailed furry history. Kilo the Proto-Yote, who says Jessie is the best kitty. Cody Big Cat with Cody's custom auto and truck accessories. Come see us today at 625 East 1st Street in Vidalia, Georgia for all your auto accessory needs. Light and Shadow, the wolves, keep furry possum. Patty, who says, what Socks says is true. Socks, who says, what Patty says is not true. A message from @Grundy the Goat. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. Donran, munching those pizzas and writing those tunes. For an invite to the unofficial FurCast Minecraft server, message @Sashahina on Telegram. KobeCats.com. Take a bite out of art. We know you're hungry, so come get your paws and maws on a delicious piece of burger-priced art. Raiko's Furry Fortune Telling on Telegram @ObsidianFox. Saucy Fox, who says, I'm trash. Raccoons, HMU. Checkers the Dragon. Chess is my safe word. Fishmeister Cod, still not a furry since February 2011. Nightly @snouts.online, who says, I want to see this community grow beyond meets and conventions. Permanent furry commune. When? Max Shepard, who has been watching since the Bacon Felony. Neon Wuff, who says, Oreo is a very good boy. He is a good boy, isn't he? Little_sunshine and Scootaloo with the unofficial XBN Xbox app at patreon.com/horseapps. FurCast's #1 wimpy fan, Tyler the Wesky. Shacky, the Maid Lord of Nordic FuzzCon. Visit the Maid Cafe at Nordic FuzzCon in Sweden. Chris Tale on FA, specializing in toonie art. The Church of Iswar, worshipping Lynx since the year Tuft. Rose Iron Husky, smell those sweet, sweet welds. Skycorp, creating transformative technologies for mature audiences at skycorp.global. Check out the SoCal Shepherd Show, wherever you get your podcasts. Disc Cookie, creating procedural beat maps for VR rhythm games. Kuranos, who says, circles are quite friendly and nice actually. Tekwin, TC Fox, and Kaiwana of the Infrasec Den in Wellington, New Zealand. @Equinox on Twitter, who says, remember kids, neigh loudly, squeak often. Sylvan Scott, Grey Muzzle, Sorta Rider, and Tabletop Gamer, on Fur Affinity as Sylvan, with size-related stories and other speculative fiction. Shadowclaw Studios. Check out our Facebook page for links to our gaming streams. The Feline Support Alliance. A good kitty is a bitey kitty. Shacket Airlines. We always land on our feet. Silver Gatomon at patreon.com/silvergatomon. Cheetah Paws for a daily dose of bulgy arts. Support him at patreon.com/cheetahpaws.
And a very special thanks to Blaze Fusky and Decibel Fox. Support for FurCast comes through Patreon, PayPal, cash donations, and from listeners like you. To become a patron and learn more about supporting FurCast, visit furcast.fm/support.
This is XBN.
change your groove. When you're dancing on the moon, dancing on the moon. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some levels that I've never been. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some places that I've never been. When we dance again, that I've never been, that I've never been, that I've never, ever, never, ever, 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 never been.
Walking on the moon. When you're walking on the moon, walking on the moon, taste your happy place. It will change your groove. When you're dancing on the moon, dancing on the moon. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some levels that I've never been. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some places that I've never been. When we dance that I've never been, that I've never been, that I've never, ever, never, ever, ever, never been.
This is FurCast and XBN. Hope you guys are enjoying the show so far tonight. That was Walking on the Moon by Infected Mushroom, which is one of the first few tracks that Infected Mushroom put out on Monster Cat's record label when they first moved there. And speaking of Monster Cats, the next track is by Muzz, and it's called Out There.
See myself standing on the edge, about to fall. Don't know if you like to see me out there in need while I'm struggling to breathe on my own. I won't turn my back on you, 'cause your love's the only one I know. Just one more chance is all I need. I'll lift you up and
Internet radio by a bunch of crazy animal people. This is XBN.
Shoot you down now.
This is XBN. In particular, you're listening to FurCast Live. Hope you guys are enjoying the show so far tonight. That was Vagabond by Greenskeepers. You might recognize that from Grand Theft Auto, of course. And coming up next is one more track. It's a breaks track. We played this on the last FNT, you know, our super exclusive invite-only podcast that we have now, even though you can just message about it on Telegram and get an invite. Yeah, anyway. This is Connection. Hope you guys enjoy. Join chat. furcast.fm/chat.
Anger has a place in all of this. Anger has a place in all of this.
If we catch you slip if I see woman dem a holla. From me satellites gonna stop army a man. We protect we bother. MC on every corner. If we catch you slip if I see will you get holla. From me satellites gonna send a army a man. We protect we bother. Practically place MC on every corner. Anger has a place in all of this. If we catch you slip if I see woman dem a holla. From me satellites gonna stop army a man. We protect we bother. MC on every corner. If we catch you slip if I see will you get holla. From me satellites gonna send a army a man. We protect we bother. Practically place MC on every corner.
What's up? How's it going, guys? That's
Anger has a place in all of this.
was Connection by Packet. This track was played on our, actually all of these tracks were played recently on our music podcast.
Anger has a place in all of this.
So if you like the music that we play on the show, you should check out our music podcast, FridayNightTracks.com. You need an invite in order to download the episodes, although the broadcasts will be public. I believe our next live show is going to be on the 31st. And with that, I'm going to tell the air conditioner to quiet down. And, can you grab the door? Make sure that that's all closed. I think that's pretty much it. I just need to say that we're live again. We got a Snapple. What's your Snapple fact?
Oh, and earlier was we paid 2% per acre for Alaska.
Huh.
From Russia. The National Park Service manages over 350 parks on 80 million acres of public land.
Huh. I've heard that some of the Snapple facts are a bit
wrong.
Wikipedia journalism.
Well,
I don't know. Just a bit, though.
Who's really fact-checking Snapple?
So imagine that, like that comes up in like a court case. Like somebody's like, well, yeah, but don't you know that blah, 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 fact on like some legal thing. Like, I read it in a Snapple bottle. And then some person's like, yeah, that's not... Just tries to use it in court or something. All right. Where are we at?
Babani, I wish there was a box of chicken biscuits on the table.
No, it's a box of whales. It does look like chicken in a basket, though.
I can't keep those like long enough. I eat them all.
Really? They make me sick if I eat them. It's because I'm a wolf. Wolves aren't supposed to have chicken in a basket. That's a fox snack only.
Foxes love chicken in a basket. If anyone has not tried chicken in a basket, it's Nabisco, too. It's like their lesser known thing. I think it's for soup or something. I don't even know what it was originally for.
I don't know. It tastes good, though. It's basically like crackers with a little bit of like chicken bouillon flavoring on them.
They're salty, but like they're great.
Yeah. The next generation of armchair loyal Snapple cap lawyers. Snapple cap lawyer. Snapple bottle's more credible than Cheeto. Okay, I do agree with that. But I mean, that's a low bar. If that's the bar you're setting, I feel like that's a low one.
I can order a supply of them from Amazon to be delivered.
Of what?
Chicken in a basket.
Oh, shit.
A repeat delivery.
Yeah, I love on Amazon. It's just like, don't you want to subscribe to this item? And I'm like, what are you trying to tell me, Amazon? You trying to tell me I have a problem?
In a biscuit is the Wikipedia article on it.
In a biscuit?
Only available in the U.S.
Huh. The line of snack crackers produced by Nabisco. Originally released as chicken in a biscuit in 1964. No, it's available internationally.
Oh.
In a variety of flavors. In the U.S., the product is flavored with dehydrated cooked chicken.
Oh, so it actually is chicken.
But the international formulations differ because of varied manufacturing. Australian craft chicken in a biscuit manufactured in China lists chicken meal among the ingredients.
Chicken meat.
In Australia, it is produced... Nabisco also produced... Oh, and they're just talking about Nabisco. And
Vegemite, bacon, and nacho flavored biscuits. Nacho in a biscuit, bacon in a biscuit, and Vegemite in a biscuit. I haven't seen it. Those aren't available here.
It's good, though.
As well as more traditional. I've never seen barbecue in a biscuit.
Might be able to import it on Amazon or something. Yeah, but it's like, this is what it looks like. It's like this blue box.
In a biscuit range were discontinued in spring of 2015 in Australia.
I feel like this is very you, though. Like, it's blue. It's got a chicken on it.
I grew up with them. Like, look at those are like my, like...
And look who you... Wow, that's not rated very well. Maybe it might be the seller, though. They taste like chicken. 5 stars.
The recipe has changed from tasty to tasteless.
Could also just be a bad batch or something.
The 6-pack for $24.
There you go. You can get a family size, otherwise known as a fox size for you.
That's all I always buy is the family size. Why would you buy anything less?
I don't know.
It's not that much more. It's 12 ounces of crackers.
Yeah, it's 340 grams of... It's not family size. Okay.
It's 12 ounces of crackers. Come on. Like, what's the regular size one?
I don't know. A pack of 2, pack of 3, pack of 4.
They're all family size.
Yeah, this is the family size.
Okay.
List.
What's the other one? Wasn't there another one?
Oh, just the regular one?
Yeah, so the family size is 12. Oh, 8.
226 grams.
Woo!
Wow, what a difference.
Feeds a family of 1.5.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
United States chicken in a biscuit and Swiss in a biscuit variants currently available as part of the Flavors Originals. that include better cheddars, sociables, and vegetable thins.
I want to ew Vegemite in a biscuit.
I have never seen any of the other flavors.
What is the difference between party size and family size? And who the hell decided, most importantly, what the fuck fun size is?
Someone who needs to be, executed because the fun size bullshit is just awful.
It is.
It's not fun.
Nothing. What's fun about having less candy? Never understood
It was
that.
never fun. And then they charge more. So it's like, the conveniency of having less.
And
we're going to charge you more.
And it wastes more on wrappers, too.
Now I want to know, in a biscuit.
Fun size are easier to throw at people. I mean, that's true. That's not exactly what Riley said in chat, by the way. I'm paraphrasing him to fuck with him.
There's chicken in a biscuit barbecue chicken flavor.
You clearly need to order this on Amazon right now.
I've never had it in my life.
What if it's disgusting?
It probably is.
You know Andy Cap's
What's
hot
a
fries?
Swiss biscuit?
I think that's just a type of cracker that you put cheese on.
No, it's a Swiss cheese flavored snack cracker with. See, but they put holes in the cracker. You get less.
It's just well, I mean, do you though? If it's the same ounces, if it's the same amount of grams in the box.
No, it's 7.05. It's literally less.
They literally.
So they put holes in the crackers.
They literally give you the same count, in volume, physical count of crackers, but then you get less cracker.
It's 200 grams.
Fucking scam. I know how. Sir, we're bleeding money. What do? We can't get the profits up. Nobody's buying the snacks. We tried taking the trans fats out. We made it healthy. We did the TV commercials. Nobody's. I'll tell you what we do. Let's cut some holes. Let's make a Swiss. We'll cut holes in it. And they'll think they're getting more, but they're actually getting less. And then
That's my deal with Swiss cheese.
We'll save 1% on every box sold. Actually, that would be a lot.
What's the other chip that we had? Oh, the biscuits and gravy. Remember when we did the taste test?
Oh, that was when Lay's Chips was doing their campaign or whatever on different chip flavors, and they had hundreds of chip flavors. And you would buy these packs of 3 or 4 of them, and then you were supposed to go to their website and rate which one you liked the most. And then eventually they picked the one that everybody liked the most. And they had some really good ones. There were also some that were kind of a little weird, but yeah, that was cool. I remember that.
I'm trying to see if I can find it on Amazon. No, there isn't.
Pharaoh's environmentally friendly by using less plastic and buying in bulk. The real fun was inside you all along. Fucking chat room.
Oh. Nico came back, and I think he's mixing pudding.
Oh, he did come back? All right. So he'll be back up here in a second then. Sweet. All right, well, let me know if you want to...
I'm just looking... I'm trying to find barbecue chicken in a biscuit. Now that I know it exists, I need to try it. It's been 30 years of my life, and I've never even heard of it or tried it. It has to change.
He's on Amazon right now, going nuts.
I don't know how to fucking spell biscuits correctly. The way that it's spelled on the Wikipedia page is not the correct way.
It's Biskit. Apparently. Oh, somebody's setting off fireworks outside.
They're always setting off fireworks.
Yeah, that has been happening a lot around us.
Yeah, it's only this is the only one.
Are you saying you can't get them?
Frequently bought together. Chicken and a biscuit, Cheez-Its, and Chewy. Well, God, I can't use Amazon apparently to get barbecue chicken and a biscuit. I wonder if it's still even available. Because it said it got discontinued in Australia, too.
Oh, yeah. What if somebody has an unopened box in Australia? Hi, we have a lot of Australian fans. If any of you guys have like a box like in the back of your pantry somehow unopened, when was it discontinued? You remember when?
2015.
So yeah, if you have chicken from 2015 for some reason still, send it to Pharaoh. That's pretty disgusting, but...
I'm not eating 5-year-old crackers. Yeah, this is the pantry. Someone has to have barbecue chicken and a biscuit. It's probably awful. I agree with you on that.
You know the Andy Capp's hot fries?
Yes.
They have other flavors, and they're all disgusting.
I know. I've had all of those.
Yeah, the hot fries are the only good ones. I love Andy Capp hot fries, by the way. They're so good.
Well, the cheese ones aren't too bad.
Yeah, okay, but if you eat too many of them, you get sick, though.
Oh, it's because I didn't search chicken and a biscuit barbecue? I searched barbecue chicken and a biscuit?
Did you find a website or a distributor or something?
In it. Or what's this?
Yeah, in it. I've never heard of them. Some food distributor, maybe?
Just...
What? It says weak choice. Why does it say that?
Better options, goldfish.
What is that supposed to mean?
Weak choice.
What the fuck? It says weak. What does that mean? It's badly rated? What does weak choice mean?
I've never used this site before. I guess you could just find a food or a product or recipe in this. Weak choice.
Is it the type of page you were linked or something for like?
It's INNIT. So just search up INNIT. Apparently you can search multiple foods and it gives you critique on whether it's a bad choice.
Annette, okay. Annette, really quick. Okay, we'll just go to Annette food. Okay, so this is it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chicken and biscuit. Barbecue.
Weak choice.
Weak choice. Why is it weak? What is
with an unhappy face.
Wait, so what isn't a weak choice? Right, better options. Oh, is it it's nutrition. That's why. It's a nutritional website. So if we do hot fries.
Look at all those variety of hot fries.
Okay choice. Deerfield Farms. Okay,
Oh, no, weak choice!
No!
Yes,
No! Andy Capp's hot fries is the weak choice. If anybody hasn't had these, by the way, they're amazing.
Wait, go back to the thing.
What?
Look at the good choice.
Boulders Canyon baked hot. It looks... Okay, so that's what they mean by good or bad choice. It's the fucking nutrition. I was gonna sit there, I was like, what do you mean? Like, what are you, just judging me for the food that I like?
Weak choice.
Weak choice. What if I just search egg? Just egg.
America's choice.
America's choice. Okay. Hey, Nico.
It is cooling.
It is cooling?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good. Oh, God. So far, so good.
Anything exciting happening?
I found out there's a new flavor of chicken and a biscuit, and I can't find it anywhere. So my hopes and dreams are fucking dashed already.
I feel for you. Really do.
Paradox Tim Tams are great. I used to be addicted to Tim Tams. And then I stopped because it was bad for me.
Every site that has it listed in Google gives me this. Sorry, this store does not carry this product you were looking for.
Hi, Nico.
Hi.
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 I'm just going to make you a blurry
Better that way.
Shall we continue?
Piggly Wiggly doesn't have it.
Do we have any news or anything?
Hey Siri, set timer for 20 minutes.
I don't think it exists anymore. Marcel's, BJ's,
Macrowolf. Wait, you're not addicted to Tim Tams? No, I literally like can't have them. Like my body like repulses them now. I had too many. I would literally go through like a pack a day of Tim Tams. A pack a day.
It was a lot of Tim Tams.
I did eat a lot of Tim Tams. I was like very addicted, and then people kept giving me more Tim Tams, which was feeding my addiction, which was not good. And then people kept trying to give me different flavors of Tim Tams, and I didn't like any of the other. I mean, I would try them, but I didn't like any of the other flavors, so I'd always give them to like family and friends and stuff. And then
I've been led to weird sites.
Okay. You gotta go on the underground market.
I didn't know there was in the 80s.com food, chicken and a biscuit.
Paradox, try penguins instead. I am not a fan of penguins. I have tried penguins. Our grocery store imports them here, and Tim Tams are better. By the way, Tim Tams are still good. I just I can have like maybe one, and then I'm good for a while. And
you better have more than one of what I just made.
What?
Like one bowl. I made a lot.
You made a lot?
I made a lot.
Okay, well, I'll try it.
It's dense.
They're Tim Tam adjacent. Yeah, penguins are, they're like a similar style of cookie, but they're a very different flavor profile. Our grocery sells Tim Tams. Try the originals. Highly recommend it. Just the regular original Tim Tams. They're, Tim Tams in Australia and New Zealand, they're kind of like, if you're from North America, you know how every fucking time you go in the grocery store, there's like a different flavor of Oreos? Like there's just some weird ass flavor of Oreos. And you're like, what the fuck? It's the same thing with Tim Tams in Australia and in New Zealand, where like every time you go in the store, there's like, they have weird ass flavors. But personally, just the original is just, it's perfect.
They're having all the pictures for the
I don't think you can get it internationally. I think it's now in the entire United States, and it's only chicken and a biscuit and Swiss and a biscuit.
Maybe nobody wants to import them because they're disgusting.
Every fan that has come to me at a con who has tried chicken and the biscuit has said they're the most amazing crackers.
No. I'm not criticizing chicken and a biscuit. I'm criticizing chicken and a biscuit barbecue. I'm saying, what if those are disgusting and every distributor...
They just take one and
they literally like take one. They're like at a business meeting with the company that makes them, and they're just like, oh yeah, we'll try it. Yeah, I don't think we're interested in your product.
Can I like message Nabisco?
Send him in.
I demand to try this.
I demand that you distribute.
I have spent thousands of dollars buying chicken and a biscuit for my life of 30 years. I demand to try the barbecue flavor.
So fun fact, when I was in 6th grade, we had a project in English class where we had to write a letter to a company. And so most kids would pick like their favorite toy company, or they would pick like, a TV network like Nickelodeon or something. I wrote a letter to Hershey's Chocolate in Pennsylvania and complained that the Heath bars, the candy Heath bars, they have like chocolate with toffee in them. I was like, they are my favorite thing, and why are they not everywhere? Because like for a while you couldn't find them, like only in certain grocery stores. Like you go to a gas station and they would have like the regular Hershey's chocolate bars, which are but then like they wouldn't have the Heath bars. So I wrote a letter, and most, keep in mind this was 2004, right? So when you'd send a letter, most of these companies, most of the time you get like a generic response back, or they would send you coupons or something. Like some board member wrote a letter back to me and was like, thank you for your letter, we're considering, because they would get letters from school children all the time. And he was like, thank you for like your letter, we'll consider your request. And they like sent me a bunch of coupons to buy Heath bars. And now Heath bars are everywhere. So I wonder if I had something to do with that. Not really.
I didn't know Nabisco was an abbreviation for the National Biscuit Company.
Really? Yep. Huh, I didn't know that.
I'm not surprised.
You have NABISCO. Nabisco, National Biscuit Company.
Wow.
They're also called Christies in Canada. They're not called Nabisco. They're called Christies.
I think my favorite rename is Burger King being called Hungry Jack's in Australia.
Someone bought it.
Yeah, because somebody trademarked Burger King. So stupid. And it's really funny when you watch the commercials too. It's just like, come on down to Hungry Jack's. And it's like, okay, sure.
I wonder if it's like actually anything different in the food quality.
I doubt it. I had Burger King in New Zealand and it was pretty much the same.
That makes sense.
It was same old shitty Burger King.
It was.
I'm gonna go to their fucking head office location. It's in East Hanover Township of New Jersey.
You like break in and steal the recipe for these fucking barbecue things so you can try to make them. What if they're disgusting? What if you go through all of this effort and they're just terrible?
You know the other thing I loved that was disgusting? The Orbs drinks.
Orbs?
They were awful. They had little gel. They were like, it was like a beverage that was made by I think Perrier or Poland. I think it was Perrier. It was a Canadian company.
Orbits?
Orbits.
Never heard of these.
I have. Most things I just remember how it looked. I never actually
The drink was great. The balls were not.
Why? What did they like cause cancer or something?
No, they were like gel, like squishy. Like I don't know.
Oh, is it similar to like a boba tea kind of thing?
Yeah.
Where they're like tapioca, maybe. Huh. Interesting.
By the way, next time we go to the mall, there is a boba place.
In the mall, there is.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It sucks that there's like COVID. I guess we could.
It is open.
I guess we could wear masks and.
Well, yeah, that's what I did when I went. Yeah, wear a mask.
Are we gonna move on to news?
You know what? Like on their site, they don't even list chicken in a fucking biscuit.
We have 13 minutes until we can get a cup of dirt.
I'm messaging Nabisco.
Dear Nabisco, I am your greatest fan of chicken in a biscuit, and I want you to make it different.
I didn't know they were makers of cheese, easy cheese. Ginger snaps, premium saltines.
Do we have an article? Can we move on to something?
I just want the pudding.
No, we can. Just there is no chicken in a fucking biscuit on their site.
They're ashamed of it.
I'm like I'm the sole survivor. I'm the one that's been leading the old sales of fucking chicken and a biscuit.
Like, we don't know what's going on, but we keep loading them onto this truck that goes to Buffalo. Some guy keeps buying them.
He buys them in bulk?
You do buy them in bulk, don't you?
No, I should buy them in bulk. Because we never even heard of them before.
Well, she's not a fox.
She's a fucking wolf, too.
I like how you're wearing a blue shirt, too.
To summon demons.
Yeah. All right, news.
I want to read the fox one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, read the fox one.
Can't just start without any music. It's just unnatural. London foxes show early signs of self-domestication. The National Museums in Scotland has a collection of about 1,500 fox skulls. Monsters. What a lovely room of death. Diligently labeled with their original locations in London. That seems like very, I don't know, weird. This fox skull was picked up here in this town. This fox skull was picked up here in the countryside.
It's like, oh, where do these come from? Well, which street corner are you interested in?
Well, how many places can there be in Scotland for 1,500 skulls?
Lots. They had a lot of foxes. Past tense.
They have like a different room.
They had a lot of foxes.
They have like a different room for every borough.
And when researchers compared rural fox skulls to those from in the city itself, they found some key differences. The results published on June 3rd in the Proceedings of the Royal Society B show that while rural foxes remain adapted for speed and hunting small, scampering prey, urban foxes have different priorities. Their skulls reflect the different needs of the carnivore that scavenge in the cities chock full of human refuse. Ripe for the taking by a cunning canine. Shorter, stronger snouts are better adept at breaking open packaging and crunching over leftover bones, and smaller brains are fine with their meals, don't have to run away. Virginia Mortels reports for Science Magazine. So they've had to adapt more skills to how to open up containers.
Makes sense.
But
Vox did a piece recently on like how apparently like you can train a raccoon to open a box that has like a series of sophisticated locks that all have to be moved in like a specific order to get in and get the food.
Mm-hmm.
And even like years later, they will still remember how to do it, which is amazing. Actually, that might have been Kurzgesagt, actually.
Yeah.
That was Kurzgesagt.
I watched that one.
That was good.
I fed the raccoons out there. Like they were in their cage and the one was really pissed off. But they were like adolescent. They were like small little raccoons. And one just kept like running around its cage.
Yeah. But now they'll remember you forever.
But then like
they will remember that.
They don't hiss, really. They like grunt, moan. I've never been that close to a raccoon. So I was like, I'm gonna go outside and like wear my like protective animal glove and then like give it food. And it stepped up on its like in the cage. It was like stepping up out its hind legs like a little bit, but like like a cat raises its back up.
Yeah.
And it was like instead of like hissing, it was like
Imagine a suitor doing that to you. Like a raccoon suit just like as soon as you get close. That would happen. Too bad we will never see a raccoon suitor again for the rest of this year.
I feel like raccoons are just like garbage can cats.
A little bit, yeah.
The way they acted, it seemed like a cat that was just like, only lived in a garbage can or a tree.
Why not both?
So I guess the raccoons actually got washed down the stream.
Really?
Aww.
When it was raining.
Aww.
So he caught the mother and then they relocated her to I think a mile away.
Oh, in like a park or something.
Yeah. Yeah, children's park. We relocated the raccoons there.
Or he's still underneath our house. The raccoon, if it was in the creek.
No, he caught it, the neighbor. Like he caught the big mother one. And then there was the two like adolescents.
Poor raccoon.
But we got like 3.54 inches of rain in 24 hours.
We got a
day.
lot of rain.
We did, yeah.
I missed it. Apparently, like almost the creek was like at the very top.
I have a
and like
picture of the creek.
The backyard was like halfway up the yard was like flooded.
Wow.
But guess what? The basement still didn't flood really.
That's good.
Yeah, basements are doing good. Anytime I've gone down
and
there.
we have a creek in it. Like a few side parts of the creek leaked out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have the dream catcher protecting us, so.
I don't know. I think it's been moved. I don't think.
Well, I think when we moved it, it offsets the rest of the world, but like I feel like it's still enough for the house.
I just want to say though, we had the most record rain that this area has ever seen in 24 hours, and this house still didn't flood with a creek in the basement.
I know. I feel like having a creek in the basement's almost a good idea.
Like the backyard flooded a bunch, but the house didn't flood. Like,
it's true.
Just think about that, though. Like,
yeah.
The fact that we're on a floodplain and we have to pay flood insurance, but we had the most record level of all recorded rainfall in 24 hours, and still there was not a flood.
Yeah, pretty good.
I call 100-year floodplain bullshit.
I mean, that's not how a 100-year floodplain works, but okay.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Should I play the video that explains the creek in our basement?
I mean, why not?
Because I feel like it's been a while. I'll just explain it. Here we go. So we also got lots of comments about the creek. Some of you saying that's really awesome, and other people saying, holy shit, that's terrifying. So I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. So yes, there are several feet of concrete in between this layer and what actually goes down into the cave for the creek. It is completely built into the foundation of the house. The house was built on top of the creek. It's not like, it leaked and then they just built this over it or something like that. Technically, that means the house is on a 100-year floodplain if you look at the parcel map, but none of the other houses in the neighborhood are on a 100-year floodplain, even though some houses...
Oh,
they are?
Yeah.
Oh, I looked at that. I didn't see that. Houses are actually right on the edge of the creek as well. In addition, we legally did have to purchase flood insurance. However, flood insurance only covers up to livable space, and this is not considered livable space, so it's almost useless. In addition to that, there's a huge deductible, and let's not talk about that. If you've ever had to deal with flood insurance, you know it's just a giant ripoff. Really quick, I had a shot of underneath it. I think it was right after this part. No, it was right before that. I don't remember. Right on the edge of the... But, yeah, so, you remember when we walked through there, Faye?
Mm-hmm.
It was horrifying.
You want to walk through there again?
No, never again.
You can do it right now.
All right, never.
In the dark.
Yeah, that's what it was. So these are nails, by the way, sticking down out of the concrete. And you can kind of see through it underneath our house. It's really weird. Anyway. Yeah, our house was built on a creek. Anyway.
Some of the characteristics resemble the Charles Darwin labeled domestication syndrome, a set of traits that accompany a wild animal's transition to tameness and eventually domestication. I can't wait. The foxes will become more tame the more they live around people. And then they'll be able to be completely domesticated.
Are you going to have a fox?
I would gladly have a fox. If you could, potty train a fox. I feel like it's really hard. Yeah. It's like a cat.
Well, cats actually are considerably very well potty trained, especially considering you can kind of leave them alone for a while.
Mm-hmm. They're just shitting in the house.
In a box.
Yeah, but in a specific area, though.
They know exactly where to shit.
Yeah. So, considering that, yeah, we can get there eventually, maybe.
You can still buy those other foxes that have already been domesticated. Like the Russian ones.
You gonna do it?
I don't have $2,000 or more to import a fucking fox, a Russian fox.
Yeah, but it's a fox. I feel like it's worth every penny.
How long do they live? I don't think they live longer than dogs.
I don't know.
See, this is the research you need to know.
But he doesn't want to get one anyway.
What's really fascinating here is the foxes are doing this to themselves. Yeah, we always do.
The rest of this article, by the way, is going to just be...
Kevin Parsons, an evolutionary biologist in the University of Glasgow, told the BBC News, this is the result of foxes that have decided to live near people, showing these traits that make them look more domesticated animals. But the researchers stress that urban foxes are definitely not house pets. Instead, the difference eliminate the path that dogs and cats may have been on the early path towards human companionship. Companion foxes. The fox calls were collected between 1971 and 1973 when the animals were being culled in the London boroughs and were responsible for handling their fox populations. According to London's National History Museum, attempts to cull the urban foxes were very unsuccessful because their populations are self-regulating. And when one animal was killed, then another one would just take its territory within the next few days. The respawn rate is pretty fast. I just love that no matter how many they kill in the city, just more from the rural come in. It's like, vacancy. Did you hear? Tom got killed. Jeff just moved in. The city abandoned fox calls in the 1980s, although fox control measures were raised in discussion again in the recent years. The skulls served as a snapshot of a large fox population in the 1970s. Parsons photographed 111 skulls, 57 female, 54 male, from rural and urban areas and identified key features of the skulls and shapes. He and his team found that the fox habitat has noticeably effect on the shape of the skull. A rural fox's long tapered snout is ideal for agility, but the urban foxes don't need speed since the energy is better spent digging through trash piles than hunting prey. They also have a smaller brain case, so they may have a smaller brain in the urban environment, Parsons tells the BBC. So the evasive prey that's scooting back and forth and trying to avoid capture is going to be much more mentally challenging for a fox than a stationary prey, the stationary food that the urban foxes will come across. The changes in the urban fox call also line up with a long-running study of fox domestication in Russia. The study began in the 1960s after generations of breeding only the least aggressive, most human-friendly foxes. The animals have traits of curled tails, floppy ears, short snouts, and barking. A recent paper raised questions about whether the traits were actually associated with domestication or if they were the result of the original gene pool of 130 foxes in the study. But in regard to this new study, it's not so much surprised as delighted, as a result of the evolutionary biologist Lee Dunkat of the University of Louisville, who wasn't involved in the study, tells Science magazine. This is a natural experiment. This is very much in line with what the Russian experiment has found. The foxes are nowhere near as domesticated as the familiar animals like dogs or cats, but the study shows that in heavily human environments like a city is enough to nudge animals down the domestication evolutionary path. Foxes never move any further down the path to domestication. That was what we observed in study. Matilda Zeller, emeritus archaeologist at the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History, tells Science. We just don't know why.
They never stop being foxes.
Yeah, for the longest time they didn't, and now all of a sudden foxes are like, we're gonna live with people.
Yep.
They got good food. They're not killing us.
Apparently Sin had a fox. Sin in chat is saying had a fox, and it was potty trained. It went in a kitty litter box. Huh.
I would also assume it smells more. As far as...
I don't know, it depends. This cat litter smells really bad.
There's Nico, there's one about the loose kangaroo in Florida that people couldn't figure out where it came from.
Probably Australia.
I'll be right back. Are you checking on pudding?
No, it's done. Literally just had to sit for like 5 minutes, but your sister said 20, so I put 20. I'm back with pudding.
Is it the end of the article?
Yeah.
Oh.
So there was also a mysterious COVID outbreak, which is unexplained.
Mysterious COVID outbreak?
Yes.
Huh.
Vsauce here. Mysterious COVID outbreak on a ship after 35 days at sea stumps all scientists.
Well, it could have been that it started with a few people who were just asymptomatic, but were still spreading it.
They had COVID tests before they got on the ship and then did a 14-day quarantine beforehand before leaving the port, where none of them left.
So it must have been on a surface or something, because it can technically live for a long... That's an unlikely way to get it, but it can live on surfaces for a long time. So...
But... then they were at sea for 35 days. So even if it was on a surface on the ship.
And nobody came or went?
No.
And there were any shipments to the ship?
Nope.
Nothing. Huh.
Argentina is currently dealing with a mysterious COVID-19 outbreak. It's like the Bermuda Triangle of diseases. Woo! Aliens. Ship that's been out at... So, Argentina's dealing with a mysterious COVID outbreak on board a ship that has been out at sea for over 35 days. Considering all sailors tested negative and self-quarantined before they set sail, no one is quite sure how the virus came aboard and infected dozens of crew members. 57 out of 61 people on board the Ichinmaru fishing trawler have tested positive for COVID-19, according to the local health authorities in Argentina's southernmost province of Tierra del Fuego in Patagonia. Only two of the crew have tested negative, while the remaining 2 are still awaiting confirmation of their results.
When was what was the date on this? Oh, is it only in a different article?
Well, I'm gonna pull up the Spanish.
Paradox, would you like some?
Sure, I'll have some. Yeah.
Worm.
And one worm.
No, make him scoop out the worm.
That's plenty for me. I'm not gonna have that much.
Another worm.
No, you give him one worm.
I don't want. I'm not gonna eat it if there's.
I'm not gonna eat it if there's a worm.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of. Thank you very much. This is, interesting looking. So did you just buy like a ton of Oreos and crush them up? Okay. Interesting.
Oh. July 15th.
All right.
It'll taste like pudding and Oreos.
It's pretty good.
It needs more Oreos.
There are more Oreos downstairs if you want it. I used like a row and a half of Oreos.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be more Oreos.
Then go fucking get more Oreos.
Because you want like the crumbly on the top for like the dirt layer. Like, you know how you have multiple layers of dirt? Just giving you pointers. My sister we've discussed this too. Like, the ratio of Oreo to pudding is really bad.
Well, you're gonna get your more Oreos.
I like how he's going to get more Oreos. I give him credit on the speed, though.
Yeah. Yeah, speed is good. Just needs more Oreos.
Like, was that? I feel like your take is the same.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely. I've never even had this. And I agree. I feel like
it's too much. It's the pudding to Oreo ratio is not satisfactory.
It's like pudding with a little bit of Oreos in it, whereas that's not what it's supposed to be. I assume.
Mm-mm. Yeah. We were commenting on the speed at which you have made it. We're just saying that the consistency that it tastes like pudding with a few Oreos in it, rather than, which is, I'm saying it's, your speed was good.
Just stop talking.
But your execution.
Just stop talking.
You got like an S ranking on the speed.
No, stop talking. Eat your damn food. I'm not cooking for you again.
You didn't cook. I feel like this is not even. I can't. Wait. Pause.
Pause.
Could you classify this as a cook?
And so you do it.
You could classify it as food prep.
Okay, I would say definitely food prep. Because there's no baking or cooking.
It's good though. I like it.
There's chilling.
Paradox.
Yeah,
it is good.
I've never had it before, but it could use more Oreos.
There's some more Oreos right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're gonna grind them up though.
Yeah, you gotta grind them up.
This is why we should have cooked together. No, don't grind them up yet. I want to grind them up. Don't you dare grind them up. No.
This is grinding up.
Now that is a good Oreo to pudding ratio. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin the ratio. You can give him more Oreos though.
Oh yeah. Well, I kind of had most of mine though. But I mean, if you wanna,
I did wash my hands, everybody.
Wow, is that? Do you normally grind them up with such anger? Is that like a part of the recipe to
This
be?
is a new shirt. Don't my chocolate.
Yeah, your hands are dirty.
This is good.
This is good now.
Really good. I approve.
I'm still really debating because I don't want to do your shirt because I know you like that.
Oh, you just got it today.
Have some Oreo hair. Good enough for...
Yeah, wow, this is really good now.
Uh-huh. Fuck you.
Definitely A+ now.
And I got nothing to do with my hands.
Wash them?
Yeah, you have to go back downstairs. Fucking fuck.
So anyway,
You even have paper towels up here?
they're on the shelf on the wall. All right. Anyway, it's pretty good.
Nico, good job on this.
Yeah.
The extra touch really...
Yeah.
Hands are all gritty now.
Well, you know, there's...
Feel my hands. This is what I have to deal with now.
Oh, wow. Dude, can you feel that hand?
I don't want to touch. Oh.
It's weird.
Oh no, it's like all sand. Oh no, wash that.
Wash that.
It's like microscopic sand. I'm not putting my headphones on. I'm going to eat my fucking pudding.
Well, we didn't want to make just pudding. We were making, dirt.
So now that you're eating the pudding, do you agree that it needs more Oreo?
No. It's fine.
No.
I feel like it needed more Oreo.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. It's good though.
I know how mom feels when they cook for you and they're like, fuck you. And you're like,
yeah, maybe mother shouldn't think that they're the best cook and take constructive criticism. So that next time...
Like, can we...
Mother, I love your cooking. Don't leave.
He's probably going to go wash his hands.
The outbreak was first... It is actually really good.
It is, yeah.
The outbreak was first confirmed on Saturday night after 7 people aboard tested positive for the virus. At that time, the health ministry said the crew had been on the high seas for 35 days and had no contact with anyone from the outside world after setting sail. Most strangely is all the crew tested negative and self-isolated for 2 weeks before boarding the ship. This in theory would mean that the chances of COVID-19 being introduced to the ship and its crew were slim to almost absolutely none.
So someone broke quarantine beforehand, probably.
The crew of the ship had 14 days of isolation in a hotel in Ushida, during which we believe that they had no contact with people from the city, and they were self-sailing for 35 days. The city that they were actually in had no cases of COVID.
What the fuck? The only thing I can think of is the food.
Leonardo Bellatore, the chief of infectiology of the Ushida Regional Hospital and member of the Provincial Emergency Operating Committee, said in a statement that even before coming to the province, they had to swab in Buenos Aires due to the policy of the company that brought them in, and the result was still negative. In addition to that, during the period in which they were here, we had no cases of circulation of the virus in the province, for which we believe that there is no link with the population of Ushinira. He added, one of the patients was transferred to the Ushuaia Regional Hospital in the capital of Terra del Fuego on Sunday, while another was admitted on Monday because the person was considered at risk. The rest remained quarantined on the ship and were receiving aid from the local province. An investigation is now being launched to see how COVID-19 emerged on the ship, although there are no obvious clues as the ship followed all necessary precautions beforehand. One of the most reasonable explanations is that at least one of the crew members tested positive as a false negative, result in Buenos Aires. The virus could have then slowly spread around the crew during the self-isolation without people even displaying clear symptoms.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Before some of the crew displayed symptoms once the ship had left the docks. This, however, remains mere speculation and no proof. It is in the case that escapes all description that appears in the publications because such a long incubation period is not described anywhere. Because remember, before they even left, so they came into the town, were negative.
Mm-hmm.
So you tested a negative.
So they were negative, quarantine.
For 14 days.
In hotels nearby.
Yes.
And then negative again.
Yes.
Okay, so what probably happened is somebody just got a false negative, and then went on the ship, and then it very slowly spread, and probably the first few people that got it were asymptomatic.
But then again, they were on the ship again for almost 30 days.
Before it showed up.
Were
they testing it all on the ship?
I think that's what I was saying in the beginning, that they had tested someone showing symptoms.
Huh.
After 30 days at sea.
I mean, I suppose it would spread fairly slowly because, so my parents went on a cruise ship recently. By recently, I mean like a year ago.
Yeah, but in a fishing trolley, you're all eating in the same...
Yeah, but
you're all
like...
sleeping in the same...
I don't know when the last time you went on a cruises, but they are like adamant about sanitation, especially during a pandemic. So when my parents were on a cruise, like in order to even walk into the food area, they have people standing there with hand sanitizer and they'll give it to you. And then like the buffet area, they would like wipe it down constantly. And the tongs that you'd grab food with, they would swap them out constantly. So it kind of makes me wonder if it actually just took that long to spread. Because think about it. If you're on a cruise and you're mostly spending time with your family...
I appreciate everything you've done.
Did you go to wash your hands?
Yeah.
Okay. But I feel like it might actually take a good 30 days because like a lot of times you're on a cruise, you just spend time with your own family or whatever. And some of the events on the cruise, right? So like if there was a concert or a musical or a play or like a theme park on the cruise ship, those might have been closed.
Yeah, but they were worried about that even with the 2 false negatives, that maybe that there's actually where the virus is in someone, but not transmutable yet or recognized. If it's in such a low amount,
yeah,
you have an incubation period then of
14 days.
Over a month.
Yeah. So that combined with the fact that like, see, the thing about a cruise is once enough people have it, it'll spread like wildfire. But if only 1 or 2 people, I could see it taking a while before you really...
Because it's exponential growth.
Yeah. And like the most that you might touch is you might touch tongs at a buffet. You might touch silverware, which gets washed.
This is a fishing trawl. This is not a cruise ship.
Oh, this isn't a cruise ship.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was a cruise ship.
No.
I was thinking like maybe you touch the elevator button or something. I'm trying to think of like all
like the crab haulers that like...
Yeah, okay.
Where everyone's like in the packed close quarters of a shipping...
Oh, yeah. And then how the fuck? I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
The 2 that are negative are probably the first ones that carried it, unless they did the antibody test. But then now...
Yeah, but antibody tests have a lot of false positives, I thought. Or maybe it was false negatives. I can't remember.
In all cases, everything escapes all of the description that appears in the publications because such a long incubation period is not described anywhere. We are focusing on the rest of the crew to determine if there are any other cases that have asymptomatic disease. There is much to evaluate as we're taking the first steps because this requires backwards analysis, and we will review the medical record book until March to evaluate all offenses that have registered and understand the situation more. Continued Baltimore. So they're trying to hopefully find a loophole of someone breaking the quarantine, anything that would describe it, else that it could be spread via pollution in the air.
Yeah, I doubt it. Because, like, the only way that coronavirus makes it through the air is if it's in water droplets, like from your breath. And even then, you're unlikely to get it from it just, like, ambient in the air, unless it was immediately moved from one person to another person. So, for instance, if you guys are in a restaurant and you're sitting with your family and he's sitting with his family, but there's an air conditioner above you and the air is moving that way, then you can spread COVID.
Speaking of, can we turn on the air conditioning?
It is on. I just had the fan on low. I'll turn it up a little bit.
Thank you.
There you go.
What was it?
All right. We're going for almost 2 hours, 30 minutes. What are you guys thinking? You guys want to do
one more? Because I had to run up and down the stairs a lot.
Actually, there's one email that we could read. It's very short.
I do want to read just one quick technology related.
Sure.
Oh, did you get all the Oreo out of your hair?
No. It's like a fine powder.
I know. It was on my hands. Oh, you didn't eat all your Oreos that you put on top.
I can't eat and talk at the same time.
To be fair, he was reading a news article.
Mom.
Excuses.
Otter mom.
Okay, can we talk about that for a minute? Like, there are some aspects of my parents' cooking that I really love. But there's also, like, did you ever have that experience where you went over to, like, a friend's house for dinner or something, and you had, like, the exact same thing that your parents would make, like, the same type of meal, and it blew your mind that it tasted different and potentially better? Because I feel like we've all been through that. We're like...
I've had it where it tasted a lot worse.
I've had it taste a lot worse.
Oh,
my parents
that
are
too.
very average with their cooking. And a lot of my friends' parents were below average.
Well, the other thing is I wasn't involved in my parents' cooking very much. And so, like, I'd go to my friend's house and I'd be like, damn, like, I didn't know spaghetti could taste this good or whatever type deal. And then I'd go back to my parents and be like, yeah, I had it at my friend's house. And my mother would be like, oh, well, I always buy this sauce because I thought that's what you guys liked. And then meanwhile, we're like, I guess not. And then they would, like, switch brands of sauce or whatever, and then it would be better. That happens so many times.
Once, when I was a kid, I made this recipe. I think it was meatloaf or something. And it was, like, a bajillion times better than anything my parents made, like, by a lot. And I have no idea what recipe it was. I don't even know if I used a recipe. And my parent, like, literally, I had nothing left because I made it. And my parents were like, what the fuck is this? Because it was really good. And my entire family devoured it in, like, 20 minutes. I am sweating like a crazy person.
Oh. I think that's aim. Here, I can, this might help too. I'll move the little fins down. That might help.
World's first improv-based chatbot keeps the conversation flowing. Sort of. The unscripted world of improvisation. I just say improv.
I know, it's just improv.
Theater. Oh. Improvisational theater. Then in quotations, improv.
Just in case you didn't know.
Just never knew, you know? Never knew what improv... Never. Challenges performers to spontaneously craft a story from almost no established reality. These actors rely on the power of dialogue to build coherent scenes and explain their shared vision. This is a great contrast to modern dialogue systems, chatbots, whose non-committal and closed responses often prohibit all progression of any conversations they have. We're making our chatbots smarter.
Okay.
Spying room for improvement, computer scientist Jonathan May of the University of Southern California, USC, realized that the collation of these two worlds could prove fruitful. I've done some improv in college and pinned for those days, May said in a statement. Then a friend who was in my college improv troupe suggested that it would be handy to just have a yes and bot to practice with. And that gave me my inspiration.
Okay.
Yes, and... and the bot comes up with the next scene, and then you come...
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
So like how the what's it called? Smart Learning Bot did like the Harry Potter book.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The algorithmic learning one that wrote the Harry Potter. Remember the book?
No, I don't. I don't remember this. You're talking about like a particular instance where somebody had like an AI read the book or something?
No, it wrote the next book. Like we read it on the show. Remember where they analyzed all of the Harry Potter books and then had the AI then attempt to write the next book?
I think I do sort of remember that, yeah.
Nico, do you remember that one?
Not a clue.
How do you guys forget things so easily?
Because I didn't do... Just gonna sit back.
Harry Potter and what looked like the large pile of ash.
Huh. It does sound sort of familiar, but... Anyway, read your article.
Okay, I just wanted to... It wouldn't just be fun to make a bot that could improvise. it would be practical. Many decided to pinpoint one of the pillars of improv to help generate a collection of conversational prompts and responses that the bot can be trained on. The yes and principle is a rule of thumb that suggests that a participant should accept the reality of what the other participant just said, yes, and then expand and refine that reality with additional information. And May and the co-researcher Jonathan Cho of the USC wrote a paper presenting recently in the Association of Computer Linguistic Conference. Finding a source of yes and dialogues proved difficult, if not possible.
That's the hard part, really? Huh.
Finding a sample...
Because that proves that the bot has to truly understand what you're talking about in order to expand on it. Yeah. Yeah, that actually is a really good point. Because I feel like that is part of how intelligent conversation works.
You acknowledge someone else's reality.
You acknowledge and then add to it. Like, oh, I see what you're saying, and this. You add to that. Like, if somebody's flirting with you, and you want to flirt back, you have to
accept their reality.
You have to think about, like, what do they find attractive in you, and then you have to expand on it and give them more of what they want, right? Just in terms of that type of conversation, I guess.
But eventually, they landed on an improv podcast, Spontanation.
Oh, I was going to say FurCast.
Oh my god, if half of the shit on our show went into an AI...
That'd be really fucked up AI.
Can someone just make what's it called? The machine learning algorithm and take all of the FurCast podcasts and have an AI make another podcast?
What would it be about?
No, it would make another episode. It'd be an AI generated episode.
I know, but like, what can you make out of our show? I don't know.
Well, it would make another FurCast episode.
Like,
we've said everything.
It would be about random shit. It would just be about like what it thinks is an average
episode.
Yeah.
That would be disastrous.
It's possible though.
I would be okay with it because then we don't have to do the show. We could be like, hey guys, 400 here. We're done.
I like doing the show though.
Yeah,
I know, but like, I would actually listen to it if it was randomly generated.
Listen to the show as randomly generated.
I'd be like,
wow,
I had some good opinions.
What a fucking low bar you just fucking put us at here.
Yeah.
You would actually listen to the show if it was randomly generated instead of...
I don't listen to the show.
Okay.
I don't want to hear myself.
I mean, I sort of understand.
Also, I don't want to hear my own opinions later on.
I want to hear my own opinions. I don't even like my opinions. I don't want to hear them again.
God, what a fucking idiot would think that.
I do that all the time, though. I hear myself and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I hate that me that's talking right now.
Please, if we went back like 8 years of the show and went back to you, would you agree with everything you said?
Oh God, I've said horrifying shit that I want to move on from. And then
exactly.
You know what the worst thing is? The worst thing is not when somebody hears your old opinion and disagrees with it and goes, I can't believe you said that.
It's when they agree.
It's when they agree. Because I've had people agree with things that I said like 10 years ago and I'm like, no. It's just like
so much has changed.
I used to say so much edgy shit and then now I'm like, no, I want to distance myself. And I've had to...
The scariest thing though for me is that if I watch old episodes and we're making a joke, I will laugh at the same time I would laugh in the episode, or I would make a comment still, and myself would then comment that without ever remembering.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I remember doing that just like in the previous episodes. I can't remember which one we were listening to, and I started laughing, and I said...
It was like perfectly in sync.
And I said exactly what I said in the actual episode. I was like, God, that's scary. I don't like that.
And then you said it in the episode, yeah.
Fucking predictable.
Algorithm.
Myself is predictable to myself. Spontanation. Can you search that up? S-P-O-N-T-A-N. Spontanation?
Spontanation? Not finding anything.
It's S-P-O-N-T-A-N-A-T-I-O-N. TAN. EAN.
Got it. Spontanation was an improv comedy podcast, so it's gone. Apparently.
How many episodes did they get up to?
I don't know. Oh man, scrolling. We beat them.
200. The last episode was called Charleston, South Carolina. When was the last episode aired? Oh, just last year.
Yeah.
Why'd they stop?
I don't know. Pull it up.
You have the article.
I don't know.
Hosted by the actor and comedian Paul F. Thompson between 2015 and 2019. No. Spontanation was a great source for us and a fairly small data set as we go. We only got about 10,000 yes ands from it, May explained, but we use those yes ands to build a classifier program that can then look for new lines of dialogue and determine whether or not if they are yes ands. So they needed yes ands, so then they found a podcast that had many yes ands. Used all of the yes ands from that, which only was 10,000, but since they had that, then they could have the computer search for other things that are yes ands based off the 10,000 different criteria to then fill the pool of yes ands to then make the bot.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Movie scripts and subtitles were then input into the program, and tens of thousands more yes and examples were added to the sploin.
The sploin?
The sploin.
Okay.
SPOLIN, selected pairs of learnable improvisation data set. Now armed with over 68,000 pairs of prompts and yes and responses, May and Xiao used the sploin to train the first ever improv bot named Sploinbot. I don't like that. I feel like
I don't like it.
You want to be a sploin bot?
I feel like they just made a better name. Capturing and turning the safe and boring chat into a funny and wacky, Sploinbot can also generate 5 responses options to help the conversation keep flowing as well. No more highs.
Hi. Ooh. Notices your bulge.
Notices your sploin.
There's one of the ones that says, not long till the corn delivery arrives now. Sploinbot responds, the corn delivery is already packed and ready. All those corn boys always have my back was the human response. The AI's response was, all I do is serve me corn and corn.
So it's like it knows that you're talking about corn.
Wait a minute, corn? I mean, I've heard of candy corn and popcorn, but not corn. What is that, a double corn? Double corn. It's a little more delicious than normal corn. It has corn nuts in it.
That's the AI?
Yeah.
Huh. Wow.
So it called the person called out the AI on writing corn twice, and then the AI improv'd.
It was like, oh yeah, it's double corn.
Double corn, because it has corn and corn nuts.
That's actually, I like it. That's good.
I wouldn't call it double corn, but whatever. Go ahead.
And here I was thinking that corn nuts were made of corn, while they're actually the secret ingredient to corn. That's crazy. And here I was thinking corn nuts were... And they've been along for so long, as far as I know.
Huh.
The further evaluate of the abilities of their bot, the researchers asked a group of people to compare the yes and no qualities of 4 responses given to a prompt. For example, in a response to the prompt, I know a lot of women, and I'm sure she remembers me, a standard dialogue system, persona chat in this case, said, oh my goodness, I don't know her. Sploinbot, however, replied, yeah, she's a bit of a mystery. A bot trained with both standard dialogue compilation and Sploin said, so you remember her? Sploin said, so you remember her? I remember her in the shower, whilst the actual yes-no response, or yes and response, feature the development set was she does from when you were a boy. Overall, Sploinbot fared better than standard dialogue systems, but is still nowhere near the yes and quality of the actual responses themselves.
I see what they're saying. So that they're giving multiple samples with the yes and algorithm and without the yes and algorithm to see how good the response is.
Manchow have grand plans to improve their improv bot, but extend its conversational abilities beyond the yes and realm. We want to explore other factors that make improv interesting, such as character building, scene building. If this usually is an interesting anomaly, it is true. What else is also true? And callbacks referring to objects, events mentioned in previous dialogue turns, Chow said.
There we go.
So remembering different conversations with people to then refer back.
Really quick email here before we end the night. I'm not going to do email segment. It's just a quick email.
I guess I'll read it because I haven't read anything.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
I haven't read anything in a while. Hey, Faye. Eat your damn pudding. I'm reading, not you, so.
I will.
I'm waiting until you start. Hi, FurCast. My name's Ziggy, and I'm a deer. Just wanted to say thank you guys for keeping the show going through COVID. We live here, so literally got nothing else. So.
We probably would do it even if it was COVID.
Yeah, I would still do it.
We live, well, yeah. I've got a feeling like if we all didn't live in the same place, we would figure something else out.
Yeah, we'd figure something out.
I don't think we would all be in the same room.
I would.
It'd be complicated if we weren't like...
Well, if it's people you see regularly anyway, it's more okay.
I would say if it was like at your parents' place, it would be kind of like...
COVID risk increases if it's people you don't often see.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's a family member or a friend that you hang out with like every other day anyway, it doesn't really matter. Or, well, it matters, but it's a lot less risky.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last couple weeks have been real shitty. My cat recently got very sick. He was in the vet for a week before we brought him back. Then on Tuesday, his condition worsened, so we had to put him down. Sorry, Baruski. But we didn't want him to suffer. I think you made the right call.
Is his cat named Maruski?
No, he said sorry, Maruski, because he's a cat.
Oh, I thought his cat was named Maruski. We had to put him down.
That would be very sad. But it's okay, because...
Maruski just never comes back to us. He was adopted by this person.
And he gotta get put down.
Damn it, Ziggy!
So we're sorry, Ziggy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but sorry, Ziggy.
I'm also glad you didn't kill Maruski.
Yeah.
That too. Also, I found out I have a bone spur growing from my skull.
Huh.
This is a very sad email. I'm sorry, Ziggy. So I'm
Is
guessing...
that just got a horn?
I don't know, but anything growing from a skull probably would hurt. So if it hurts, I'm sorry.
He's a deer. Isn't he an antler?
If it's an antler, that's cool. So I'm guessing...
I don't know. Like, I'm watching, like, Fall Out Boy. Like, I don't think having, like, a human head and antlers would be fun.
I feel like it would hurt, but it would be, like it'd be something to, like, show off. It'd be, like, a cool, fun fact. Like, hey, everybody, I have a horn.
Well, you couldn't wear hats anymore.
I don't wear hats.
It'd be hard as hell to get into a car.
Well, it depends. I'm probably not going to be, like, a horn. It's probably, like, me.
Well, I said, like... Well, I was saying that if a human, like, sprouted, like, deer antlers, how, like...
Imagine putting on a shirt.
You'd have to wear button-ups.
Always. No undershirts, just button-ups, everything.
Could a deer even put on... I mean, it depends on the antlers, like...
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. Because you'd, like, stretch out, like, the hole for the neck would be huge. Because, like, I was thinking, like, if you put, like... If you started putting the shirt over... one,
you'd have to have somebody help you.
Antler set, like you'd still have to stretch it over the other antler.
Yep. Your mouth is covered in pudding, by the way.
God, you eat like... So this is like you child completely, because you complain about my food, then you ate it, and now you're wearing like half of it.
Because I just stuck my face into the bowl because you said to eat the goddamn thing.
Because you bitched. Anyway, so I guess I'm transforming into my persona now. Anyway, I want to say thank you for bringing me joy during a rough couple of weeks. Love you guys. Please stay safe. With boops and love, Ziggy.
Aw.
Hopefully that bone spur doesn't actually hurt. And your cat is... okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All right. Well, that was the one email. I just wanted to read that because we haven't read emails in a while.
Hey guys, send us emails. We're bored.
Yeah, people should. If people send us,
Literally, if you send us an email, we will read it because we got nothing else to do.
try to send us a relevant email though, because we do get emails that are like really weird.
Don't send weird emails.
Yeah.
Like
But you
ask
send a weird
question.
email.
Have a weird in it. That's fine. But like ask like a random question in it too. Like,
Yeah.
what are your viewpoints on
Ooh, that'd be good.
too many Oreos?
Yeah. Our viewpoints on thing is good because we'll all have
You
different
can't take out
opinions.
Oreos, but you can always add more.
Yeah.
So that was my viewpoint.
I just feel like a deer head would be the worst transformation for anyone.
I think a fox head would be. Because they don't have to look at your fox face.
Jesus Christ.
And no one would want to
Well,
do that.
your otter skin or otter hair would just repel all water, so
Yes, it makes me float.
so you'd be stinky as hell because you couldn't even bathe.
Foxes would smell way worse.
At least I had to wash my fur, you know.
You can wash otters. It's just that most water would just come right off of it, but if you scrub it, I'm sure it would.
Yeah, it just breaks up surface tension. It doesn't prevent them from being actually washed.
The only time otters are very, 100% waterproof is when they're, babies. Because their fur is so densely packed that they just float, and no water can get through it.
Sweat can get out. Do otters sweat? I think otters should sweat.
I think otters should sweat. I love you're not asking if they do. You're just saying they should. What the fuck? Oh my goodness. You guys are
I
listening.
think I could live with a fox head though.
I couldn't live with you having a fox head.
I could live with you having an otter head.
That's good. I can't live with you having a fox head.
I know, I just bark at you. I make all the weird fox noises like right outside your door, like screams.
Good night, everybody.
I have been your host, Paradox the Red Wolf.
Chirps.
Otter noise.
No, I was saying I would chirp.
I know you would chirp.
Anyway, are we here next week? I think we're here next week.
Probably.
All right.
What else were we going to do?
I don't know. Die of the poison worms that are in that?
You didn't even eat any of the worms.
I know. That's why I'll live. Stay tuned for the post show, guys.